Oh, it's just me. There we go. Hello,
There I am.
everyone. We're finally live. I don't know what happened there. I do not know why Natai was not on the screen when we first started. But anyway,
See,
hello,
just throwing
everyone.
me under the bus like that, bro. It's like I won't join your stream. Sorry, man.
It's
I'll take my leave.
it's probably because you left during the pre-roll and came back. So I
That's
don't- that's
also
It's my only
that
my
does make
only
sense.
guess. But anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to episode number 53 of Anime Club After Dark's WTF series. A chance for us to get together live and talk about things outside the anime world that have been on our minds recently, and to answer your questions from Discord. I'm your host Alex, but you can call me Senpai. And joining me tonight, I have our poser extraordinaire Natai, as you can see.
It's good to be here with you, Alex.
Thank you. It's good to be here too. We will have Chinoda joining us in a little bit. I don't know how much of a little bit, but he just got off work and he should be joining us, I would assume, within the next 15 to 20 minutes. So we're gonna wait until, because normally we do the questions right after we start these WTFs and do the introductions.
Right.
We are gonna wait until he gets on to do our Discord questions like we usually do.
So you want to wait in like for 15 minutes? Or you want to wait for like in complete silence and just like look at
Yeah,
each
just
other
stare
and be like,
directly into the camera. We're gonna just
okay.
stare directly into the camera for 15 minutes, and don't blink, because if you blink, you lose.
Already started, bro. You can't take this
yeah.
from me. I'm the world, the ACAD world champion, bro. You can't take this win from me. I got it in the bag already.
Um, but yeah, welcome everyone. I hope we have a good time tonight. I guess you and I can just kind of vamp for a little bit while we wait for him. So I know. Well, you know what? We were originally going to talk about this last time when we did the WTF, but you couldn't be on. Do you want to
Mhm.
talk about Nosferatu a little bit? Because I know you wanted to talk about it. I talked about it last time.
Like we can chat about it for a bit. So we talked about it for a bit, and I think both of us really like that movie quite a bit,
I love
right?
all of Eggers' movies, man. His
That,
his
so that
directing
was
style is awesome.
that was my first Eggers flick, and
Really?
I liked it quite a bit. Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Go watch The
Buddy of mine.
Lighthouse, man. It's such a good movie.
So that's the thing. A buddy of mine for the longest time was like, I just watched this movie called The Witch by this Eggers fella. It's
That's
good.
too.
I'm like, oh, that sounds great, buddy. And I'm not a big horror guy, but I'm like,
No.
I was like, I'll check it out eventually. And then he was like, I check out this Lighthouse movie by this Eggers guy, and I'm like, oh, how did it go? It's like really fucking good. I'm like, oh, okay. And The Lighthouse was the one movie that like especially got Eggers on the map for me, at
Yeah.
least. But yeah, so
Nosferatu, the OG, or the one with Green Goblin? We're talking about the one with Green Goblin.
no, I mean, I guess yeah, actually, yeah.
I mean, Willem Dafoe
that's right.
is in Nosferatu, which was, I didn't realize that he was in it because I saw this while I was on the cruise ship, and I'd heard about the movie, but I didn't know much about it. All I knew was that it was a remake of the original. I didn't know who directed it, who was in it, and so number one, when I saw that it was Eggers directing it at the beginning, I was like, oh shit, I fucking love The Lighthouse. And then Willem Dafoe appears halfway through the movie. I'm like, yes, this is gonna be a
He's
great movie.
great in the movie as well. He's so good.
Oh man, Willem Dafoe does not get anywhere near enough credit for how good of an actor he is.
But I will say, like, Bill Skarsgård, that guy is creepy as fuck.
It is, I sent the link to you a couple of weeks ago with the Oscar nominations, and it got, I think, 5 Oscar nominations. I was surprised it got any.
Because the Academy hates horror movies.
The
For some
Academy
reason.
has a history of hating horror movies, and it's a sort of low budget movie. I mean, comparatively low budget. It's the biggest budget movie that Eggers has made as a director.
Is it? Does it have
Yeah.
a bigger budget than the Norseman? Because I remember that movie
Yes.
had like a really big budget for it.
Yeah, this one had a bigger budget than Norseman. Also, something I realized within the last week about that movie. So the those scenes that take place in the Romani village.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know those are real Romani actors?
Oh, seriously?
they're all actual Romani actors that Eggers went and found in Eastern Europe.
That's crazy, actually. But I mean, good for him.
And they're doing
mean,
like actual traditional like folk dances in that scene where they're all dancing around.
When that one lady has her titties out.
Yeah, she ate that scene up for sure.
I will say I do like the attention to detail in this movie, and I keep hearing that that's like like a consistent theme in most of his movies.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I'm like, I don't know, like I don't know if to call it a nitpick or not, but like, so it's in Germany, but most of these actors are like in all traditional English accents going on
Yeah,
in the
they're
place,
they're
you know?
they're they're talking like proper
Which
Englishmen.
which I appreciated very much so, but sorry, but it like it didn't detract from the performances. I still like was very engrossed in the movie, but just something to think about.
I mean, you
But
could
yeah,
make the same nitpick about all the old like movies that take place in the Roman Empire and everyone speaks with a British accent. I mean,
sure. Again, like it doesn't bother me, but I was kind of wondering because it seems that Eggers has this eye for like very like these like very minute details. I was kind of
true.
wondering what was the thought process behind that, but it doesn't detract from the movie, at least for me.
No, it
Because
doesn't for
again,
me either.
the performances are so fucking good. Like again, Bill Skarsgård, that transformation of this actor, it's
Yeah.
like
And
both
great
like
makeup
his
effects.
acting
Like I'm
and the
so
makeup.
happy.
Yeah,
I'm so happy that this movie got nominated not just for cinematography but for the makeup effects because like there's so many
sure.
practical effects in this movie. There's a little bit of CG, but most of it is practical, and you can tell it looks amazing.
That homage at the beginning of the movie with like his silhouette going through like against the curtain and whatnot. It looks great. Like in general, the
Also,
movie is beautifully shot.
yeah, it's the cinematography is some of the best cinematography and lighting that I've seen in a movie in a long time. And like it's dark, and we kind of complain about that a lot of how dark modern movies are with their lighting. But in this one, it makes sense.
It's like it's like The Godfather Part Two. That
Mm,
movie is visually dark. Like the
mm.
blacks in the movie are black or pitch black. You know, it's almost like, and
Yeah,
it's very intentional. Like how it covers some of the characters. It is like very dark lightings, and it's great. And I love that movie. I think this one also does it really well. You know, using the
yeah.
lighting to enhance the dread of the. Because I wouldn't call this movie scary, but like
No.
that tension is
Yeah,
always there.
that's what I said last time when we were talking about it on the WTF. It's like it's not like a scary movie in the sense that you're thinking like traditionally scary. It's a foreboding movie. Like you get this sense of dread and foreboding throughout the whole movie.
Sure.
Um,
And I will say I am so happy with the theater experience because like
Look who it
everyone were
is.
quiet. Oh, look who it is!
It's
Hello.
Chanoda.
How was your working day, buddy?
Not good.
Are
Oh.
you ready to talk about anything other than work?
Yes, actually. Very much so.
But I will
Since
so I was
oh, go ahead, Natai. Finish up what you were
so
talking
just to
about.
finish the point, so like that movie going experience was great watching Nosferatu in the theater because everyone were quiet. Everyone were like there were two moments where it seemed like the audience were kind of caught off guard. Like there's let's say this movie is more sexual than you might expect it to be.
Oh, there's some horny parts of this movie. There's some
There's
very
it's
horny
this
parts.
movie is horny and you and I at first like I think people were kind of caught off guard, but it still worked and like you
Mhm.
know the theater like it seemed like the audience were like very much like I don't know if to say into it, but
Yeah.
were captivated by it.
I will say
Which was great.
congrats to Eggers for resisting the urge to put like random jump scares in. There's only two jump scares in this entire movie. There's
The
one at the very
beginning
beginning,
and
which caught me completely off guard. It literally made me jump.
yeah,
Um,
I was that was a like that one was kind of a bad first impressions for me because I was like I was told his horror is like a bit more
it's muted.
sophisticated than just jump
His
scares.
horror
Yeah.
is very muted.
But so that happened. I'm like, and I didn't get scared by it, but I was like, okay, sure, I'll go
See,
with
but
it.
that kind of makes you think, oh my god, the whole movie is going to be like this. It's a subversion of expectations because it puts that expectation in your mind right up front, and then you never see it again, except for one time where there's a jump scare, but you kind of see it coming.
But like, but yeah, but then the actual horror that like works really well in the film is some like there's like psychological horror in this movie that really caught me off guard in terms of like what they were going for. They're like
Mm.
this one moment where like the main couple in the movie they have this very heated argument about what's going on, what's this, and she lashes out at him, and it's like super tense and super like dramatic, and then she kind of like she realizes that she kind of crossed the line in that argument, and she like starts to like ask for forgiveness and beg, and she says something along the lines of I'll be good, I promise I'll be good. And that scene, I was like, that caught me so off guard because it like sort of uses that like over the top horror but links it to like very real human relationships.
Yeah.
And like that shit was great, man.
And
So
then the
good.
movie becomes The Exorcist for about 10 minutes, and that's pretty great.
It's good shit. Just
Man, listen, wherever it ends up streaming, I don't know where it'll end up or where it'll land, but once it does, you know what? Once it does, I'm gonna do a watch party in our Discord server because the movie is just that good.
bro, like
I wanna
great
see it
movie.
again.
I don't know if I'm ready to watch that like fucking Nosferatu dick again. I'm good. I'm good.
You
with
do
less
see
monster dicks.
penis in this movie. You do see genuine
my.
penis in this movie.
Bro, you see more than penis.
Well, you see a lot of boobs too.
One of my friends who came with us to watch the movie. So like we went two guys and then a couple, and the girlfriend she sat next to me, and when let's say there were two sex scenes in the movie, and both times she just turned to me and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" She's great.
Man, yeah.
She wasn't
Man,
a fan.
I kind of want to do like an Eggers like watch party because like The Lighthouse is good, The Witch is good, The Northman. I would say if there's one Eggers movie so far that I think isn't great but still good is The Northman.
What didn't work for you about like? So I know nothing about the movie, but it seemed like either you love it or you kind of like okay with it, you know.
In my opinion, it drags on for a little too long. Like, I think you could take at least 15 to 20 minutes out of that movie and you wouldn't lose a whole lot. There's
What's
just
the
some
length of
scenes
the
that
movie?
I want to say it's like a 2 hour and 15 to 20 minute long movie. I could be wrong
Okay,
about
so
that.
sizable.
It's not necessarily a short movie, no, but I feel like there are certain scenes that drag on just a little too long. But I wouldn't say it's bad. And I would it's just like that far away from being great. So it's close. It's still worth watching in my mind. Like in my opinion, Eggers has yet to miss with any of the movies he's like directed and written.
Is The Lighthouse your favorite Eggers movie?
Yes, I absolutely adore that movie.
He's that really stylistic director that does like black and white movies, right?
Well, The Lighthouse is black and white, but he's got a style to his cinematography for sure.
I will definitely now. I'm way more excited to check out more of his movies. I'll probably.
I'm
just
super
go with,
hyped
like,
for the next movie
Witch
that's
first.
coming, which is the werewolf movie.
Speaking of werewolf movies, I had the displeasure of watching The Wolfman in theaters.
Ooh, I'm
The
sorry.
displeasure. Ooh.
So there was
To
like
be
this
fa-
one.
to be clear, was it a bad experience because the movie was bad or because the theater was bad?
Movie was bad, theater was bad.
Oh, double whammy.
So
That
like,
makes it worse.
so-
When the theater is bad, that makes the movie even worse.
I'll be honest. So the context for why I even went there. So here we have these VIP screenings, which are basically like theaters with like massive couches for seats. And before the movie, you show up like 30 minutes before the movie starts, or like 40 minutes before it, and there's a buffet. So you just like eat, and you can eat as much as you want.
I like this idea.
Yeah, it's pretty
It
good.
sounds like a pretty stupid idea, honestly.
Why?
No,
There's
actually,
movie
like-
theaters that serve actual food, like
Yeah.
dinner
No.
food.
So
You think so, but you're there to watch a movie. You got to take a shit after a buffet. It's like it doesn't work out. I'm sorry.
nah, bro, you can hold that in for like a movie. Don't worry about it, bro.
If it's a buffet, bruh, no, I'm not holding myself back.
Bro,
I mean, I'm not gonna
no,
lie to
you
'cause
don't.
I've been to those theaters where it's like they got the nice plush seats and you got like an actual table in front of you, and it's like you got a waiter that comes to your
Free
seat and
refills.
serves you. And free refills. That's pretty much everywhere with soda in the United States. And it's I'm sorry you live in the third world.
Yeah, we don't have that. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm happy we don't have that luxury here. That's why we're not as
well, there's
I
other
won't go
things we
there.
don't have that you have, and so it
That's true.
equivalent exchange.
But yeah, definitely. Now, usually, like the VIP tickets cost way more.
I would assume
But on
so,
that
yeah.
specific day, yeah, but on that specific day, they were quite cheaper. So
Oh.
me and my friends, my group of friends, were like, "Oh, let's go watch a movie there." And I'm looking at the movie list, and it's Mufasa: The Lion King, some local Israeli film that was kind of curious about, another kind of generic action movie, and Wolfman. Now, I don't know about you. Pay me money, I'm not gonna watch Mufasa: The Lion King in theaters. I'm good.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I'm good. I don't wanna. Sorry, don't wanna. And the other two movies were kind of like whatever. There was a split, but then I was like, "Fuck it, let's watch this Wolfman movie. See how bad it is."
It's bad.
Somehow it worked, and we went to watch that Wolfman movie.
It's bad.
It's not
huh?
a chief. It's not that. It's not a chief. It's not great. No. Like I almost fell asleep. That never happens for me in movies. I almost fell asleep.
It's happened to me
Was-
like a couple times when the movie was like just exceptionally not grabbing me.
It's so like it's like again. I don't even watch horror movies, but it was so generic and just by the books. Like you get the like introduction movie of these parents, and they just tell their stories at each other for like the first 15 minutes. And like, oh no, I couldn't tell you were upset that your daughter doesn't love you because you work all day long, honey. Come on. So and for
Don't you
that
hate it when there's so? I see this a lot, not just in movies but in TV shows now, where like there's so many problems or so many like points of drama in modern productions that could in modern writing that could just be solved if people talk to each other.
bro, that's the thing. They just shout at each other. Their story does like it just show don't tell, right, guys? No.
That's
Tell.
why I hate so much of modern Star Trek. That's what it is. It's violence and shouting. That's what modern Star Trek is. Violence and shouting.
Ew. I also don't like how so many modern things do the aspect of hand holding the viewer through the experience instead of, letting them be curious or making it a little bit vague so that they have to actually think about it or guess about it. But no, people are way too dumb for it now, apparently, so disrespects the viewer.
See, the thing is, I don't think the audience is dumbed down. I think maybe a section of the audience has, and there's people that they go to movies or watch TV shows now that want that instant gratification.
People don't trust the audience.
I think that a lot of studios are trying to play it so safe because they think the audience is that dumb.
Which is
I don't know, I kind of agree with
I
them.
don't get
The audience is pretty dumb.
I mean,
disagree.
obviously, the more accessible you make something, the wider of a net you're going to cast when you're putting your stuff out there, which is part of the reason why Halo Infinite is rated T for teen and not M for mature.
Why did they
I feel your
have to
pain.
nerf what's her name? Fucking
Cortana?
Cortana's boobies, bro. Come on. They were so good in 4.
Isn't that like something that's going? Because I know there's a game that just got released, Avowed, and
Yeah.
there's so much
Yeah, it
like
just came out.
discourse online about this game, and it just seems like people are upset because the character designs aren't attractive enough. And I'm like, dude,
That's a weird complaint.
It's a Western complaint.
porn is out there. You can find it. You don't have to be playing games for it, man.
And I mean, there are
I
plenty
know-
of games with attractive characters.
I know
Final
Baldur's
Fantasy
Gate
7
3.
much?
I know Baldur's Gate 3 has mutated your mind to think that all games have to have attractive characters having sex, but it's not the case.
I mean, if
Although
your
I
game
will
doesn't-
say, there is plenty of good Avowed stuff out there. Like,
I haven't
people just
played the
aren't
game
looking.
yet. I haven't played the game yet, but I watched some of the trailers and I'm like, this seems interesting enough for me to want to give it a try.
It's Obsidian, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Obsidian made it.
I want
I
to
will
give it
say
a...
though,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, I want to give it a try, but like Monster Hunter Wilds comes out in like 4 days,
You will be very
6 days.
occupied.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm not even gonna bother starting
How
something
many
new.
hours have you poured into World?
Too
Monster Hunter
many.
World?
I don't know.
His
You know, I can
calculator's
actually
working
find out.
overtime right now.
Check.
Yeah, I can
can
actually
check.
find out. Hold on.
If he's played it on Steam, it'll tell you exactly how many hours he's played.
Bro, I remember downloading the Monster Hunter, whichever of that came to the 3DS, the demo for that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. I was struggling playing on that like control scheme, but it was
Was it
fun.
capital S struggling?
No, you know what? It was a good struggle. It was a fun
Okay.
struggle.
Okay.
It's a lowercase struggle, I will say. It doesn't deserve the capital S struggle.
But no,
title.
despite the terrible fucking discourse that I'm seeing for the game, I still kind of want to try it just because the trailer and everything it's just interesting enough for me to want to
The
try it.
combat looks really fun.
And knowing it's Obsidian that made it gives me a little bit of high hope because like I know that people kind of shit on it's not the Outer Wilds, it's the Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, yeah.
I always get that wrong sometimes. It's very similar names. A lot of
it is
people
funny.
shit on that game, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was kind of goofy and wacky and very Obsidian.
It definitely had its faults, especially with the combat system, but like the narrative was very much Obsidian and
I think
much
there
a
were
love
people-
letter to Vegas.
I think there were a lot of people who were wanting it to be more of an open world than it was.
Yeah. Which I can
Which-
understand.
Was it
because
as
the way it
interactive
was.
as Vegas?
Oh god, no! New
No,
Vegas
no,
is one of
no,
the greatest
no.
video game narratives of all time.
Yeah, well, I'm asking, was it as interactive as Vegas?
No.
was? In terms
No,
of,
not
like,
at
the
all.
no,
character
unfortunately not.
But I still enjoyed it for what it was. I'm gonna play the second game when it comes out, because they are working on a sequel to it.
And they did say, they're like, we heard the criticisms and we worked on it. And you know
So-
what? If anyone, I trust Obsidian to actually listen to the criticism.
If they can make like a genuinely open world version of the Outer Worlds, I'm here for it, man.
By the
What
way,
did they make
for Monster Hunter World, 27 days, 4 hours, 11 minutes.
God
Not even a
damn.
month. What a casual player.
Look, I didn't play the DLC, so that's before the DLC. I haven't touched the DLC.
Just out of curiosity, I want to look it up real quick. What is the most played game I have on Steam?
Warframe. Easy.
Oh, I'm not shocked. So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games that I've got on Steam, and that I've only played on Steam, that I have over 100 hours in. Most of them are in between 100 to 150 hours. And I got my top 3. My top 3 are Halo Master Chief Collection at 230 and a half hours. Number 2 is City Skylines at 260 hours.
God
And then it's a
dang.
massive jump up to the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, 932 hours.
Yeah,
God
yeah, no surprise.
damn.
No surprise.
Oh my god! And that's just on PC because I have played Skyrim on Xbox as well.
Which side do you go with the Civil War quest line in Skyrim?
It makes more sense narratively to go with the Empire.
Fuck the Empire.
Fuck the Empire, bro. Rebellion all the way.
900 hours is noob numbers. Okay.
I mean,
Look at Mr.
I
No
bet-
Life over here.
I mean, look at some of the modders will probably scoff at that number. Be like,
True.
Oh, easily.
Let me tell you something. Like, video game modders are like unsung heroes sometimes. I swear to God. Like they don't get anywhere near enough credit for some of the stuff that they do for games. Like I know the whole joke with Bethesda games, especially modern Bethesda games, is really the modders make the games. Bethesda makes the backbone, and the modders actually make the game. But
I mean,
man, so
unfortunately, it took a turn for the worst, that description, if I may say that.
well, but man, there's so many good mods for Skyrim. It's one of the things that makes me keep coming back to it, and I want to do another playthrough of it on stream. So
That sounds like a good time.
since the three of us are here, I guess we can go ahead and do the Discord questions. I know we're
Yeah,
kind of
hell yeah.
like half an hour in, and we're just now starting the questions. But I think Natai is taking care of his pussy.
No. I was
Really?
adjusting my screen so I can see the chat as well. So
Okay.
Oh.
So the first question. Oh, by the way, John actually went through. Even though John's not here, he went through and put his answers for some of these on our doc. But the first question comes from New Vegas Savior. Is there a game that you put off, but then you played it and you liked it?
Oh.
I have one that I played through recently, and in fact, I played through it on stream with John. It's Dead Space. I regret now
Ooh.
taking so long to play those games because the first
That
two
space is
games
great.
are great. Not just narratively, but mechanically, they're very fun to play. They're very easy to learn. And I really enjoyed them for a
Super
sort
atmospheric.
it's very atmospheric, and that's one of the things I liked about it. And it's not just like, I mean, there are some jump scares in the game, and obviously there's body horror, but just the atmosphere of like a lot like Nosferatu, the atmosphere of dread that permeates through the game is great. And I'm very glad that I got to play through that on stream with John, someone who knows a lot about the development of the game and is super passionate about it.
Yeah, it's
I
literally his
remember-
favorite game.
Yeah.
I remember I started Dead Space. I think I streamed it like ages ago, actually, and I loved it, but I never got around to finishing it, which I
Yeah.
definitee should.
You
'cause,
should.
I
They're-
really
they're
enjoy
great.
what I
And
played.
I watched because John actually did a stream on our on our channel of the Dead Space remake from a few years ago.
Yeah, I
And
remember
watching him play through that, I mean, they did a really good job with the remake. They fixed a lot of the issues that I had with the remake, with the first game. Because like the first game is mechanically fine, but it's not polished like the second game is.
Did
There's
you,
certainly
though-
data issues, yeah.
Skyrim
For the
mods.
question
Yeah,
of,
my mind went
like-
towards 18 plus mods. There are a lot of good NSFW mods for Skyrim.
As for the question though, about like starting a game that you didn't like it and then you did, I have one example and one current one that I hope might actually turn out better. So when I got COVID a few years ago, so one of the games that so right after like when I recovered from it, I still stayed at home because the army didn't know what to do with me, so I just stayed home and was like, okay. I was there for a whole month or so. And I remember a while before that, I started Persona 3 on the PS2. And like, I liked it, but it was very, very slow. And it just like, it didn't grab me as much as I wanted it to. So it took me a while to get back into it. But when I was home, after I got COVID, I was like, well, might as well. So I powered through that first section again, and I actually managed to get to the point where the story picks up and actually gains momentum. And man, I'm happy I did, because I managed to finish Persona 3 at that time, and it's like I love that game now. It's great. Like I love the story, the characters, the music is phenomenal.
Gotcha.
I've
Never played a Persona game, but I know that there's people that tell me that you don't have to you definitely don't have to start from the beginning, because apparently the first two are difficult to get in the West anyway. But they say you can start at I've heard that you can start at 3, 4, or 5 and it's fine.
Yeah,
You
and
definitely
all of
should,
them
like-
are separate stories, so it literally doesn't matter
Yeah.
where you start.
Like if there's one that catches your eye, like just go for it. I only finished 3. I started 4 a while ago, but I definitely want to go back and actually
Bro,
finish it.
there's so much porn out there for Persona 5, it's unbelievable.
Bro, 5. So 5 is the one that got me interested in the series in the first place, because it's so stylish. Like holy shit! If you see the
And it's got that
menus in
jazzy
game,
soundtrack.
Oh my
so
god, soundtrack
funky
is
and
insane.
fun, like
Yeah.
it's insane. Shoji Meguro, bro, he writes some good, like nice tunes. It's great.
My answer to that question is I don't have one. Whenever I've wanted to play a game or
You just play it.
recommended something to me, yeah, I just played it and I checked it out. I never actually put it off because of whatever reason. I'm like, do I want to check this out? Yeah. And like there are some things that I've been meaning to check out that I just haven't gotten around to yet, but I know I'll enjoy them, and I'm like, I don't regret it because like
what's a game that you've maybe put off for a very long time then and then played it? Like what's the longest, like oldest game you've ever played?
Fallout 3. I still haven't finished it either because I'm going through the DLC. I just
really
go back
hoping
to it every now and then.
I was really hoping you weren't going to say something like Duck Hunt or Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I was waiting for Space Invaders, you know.
Yeah. Or Galaga.
Galaga. That guy's playing Galaga.
I believe Space Invaders was the second ever game I played. The first one was Pong. It was in an arcade way back in the day when I was super young.
The first video game I ever played was the original Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis.
Goddamn. So yeah,
and I didn't become a furry. Who could have figured?
I don't know about that, but sure.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Like, sure, buddy, tell the world lies. That's okay.
The
tell
answer
me
that,
lies, tell me sweet little lies.
The answer that John wrote down for this was Jedi Survivor, which I know he really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, he loved it.
What's the other game in that series?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. He enjoyed that one too. It's Fallen Order was the first one, right?
Yeah. That's right. I will give a quick shout out to The World Ends With You, which was originally a DS game, and after I went to Japan and I walked around the streets of Shibuya, a buddy of mine was like, "Listen, The World Ends With You, fucking sick ass game. It takes place in Shibuya. Just play it." And I've known about this game for a long time, so I was like, "All right, fuck it." I got back home. I start playing it on the Switch. It's really sick, like art style wise. It's the design is the character design is done by Nomura, the Kingdom Hearts director, and you feel that sort of like vibe in terms of the character design. And the music is great. It's really fun and cool, but it didn't grab me as much as I wanted. So I do want to go back and try and push through it and maybe get to the beat of it. But yeah,
could end up becoming one of your favorites.
We'll see. We'll see if I get back to it.
All right. Next
you know what?
Oh,
I just thought of something. No, I just thought of something. So I've never actually sat down and played any of the Soulsborne games, but when I was one of the times I was visiting New Zealand, I played on.
Wait! Hold on. Back up. You visited New Zealand?
Yeah, twice.
This dude has been all over the world. You'd never guess it, but the dude is a world traveler.
How is this the first time I'm hearing this, buddy? What? You've been to New Zealand?
I think I've about your New Zealand trip before.
I've talked to you about it.
No, never.
Yes, I have. I literally have.
What?
I've talked to you about it. This is years ago. This is very long time ago now.
This is before the podcast, right?
No, this was during the podcast as well, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was like a period earlier on in the podcast where you were gone for like 3 weeks or something like that.
I don't remember that, bro. Holy shit.
Or longer than a month, actually. It was longer, yeah. But yeah, no.
But it was years ago.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember you telling me that.
We'll talk about it later.
It was pre-COVID, I think, but if it was pre-COVID, that was like the equivalent of like 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's like a decade. No, so while I was down there, I got to try out Bloodborne for the first time.
Nice.
And like to that point, I've never played any of the Soulsborne games before, so I was just like, all right, sure, I'll try it out. I don't know how good I'll be.
Experience incoming.
No, I was just like, I started playing it, and like, I almost beat the very first part where you're supposed to die, and then the guy is looking at me. That he showed me. Like he had me try it out. He was like, "I thought you haven't played it before." I'm like, "No, this is literally my first time playing it." And he's like, how? I'm just like, what do you mean how?
Awesome.
And then the boss attack pattern changed. And I'm like, oh fuck, 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 and I didn't have any healing items.
You should
But
definitely
yeah.
check out more Souls games. They're so good. They're
I've
so
been
good, man.
I have been thinking about it. I might go check out Elden Ring since it's so beginner friendly and all that.
We could do Dark Souls 3 co-op sometime. That's always fun.
No,
You can do that
doesn't
on
Elden
stream
Ring
if you
have
wanted to.
doesn't
Yeah,
Elden
Elden
Ring
Ring
have
also.
yeah.
It does have.
I might actually be interested in
There's
doing
also
that.
that thing that's coming out later this year for Elden Ring, which is like it turns Elden Ring into
Night
like
Rain.
a straight up multiplayer
Night
game.
Rain. Sequel game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's something that was like partially made by modders, I think? Question mark.
I know it's
I
not done by
don't know about
FromSoft.
that.
I think it's Bandai Namco, maybe.
I don't know, but like it's supposed to turn it into like a straight up multiplayer game.
Yeah, I don't know how interested I am in that. It looks cool and all that, but like I don't have the base experience to build off of that. I'm more interested in Elden Ring than anything, honestly.
I actually just thought of something myself. It's not a game that I've played yet, but it's one that keeps getting recommended to me, and maybe I'll like it. And it's actually one that I know Natai likes a lot, and that's Hades.
Oh,
Oh,
I
buddy.
have. I own
Buddy.
it.
I can't talk
I
about
own
Hades
it.
all
I own
day.
it on Steam. I just have not played it yet.
Bro,
I also-
stream it. I'll
what's-
join you. I'll fucking
what's-
be there with you all the
What's
way.
the? There's a game that same studio made before Hades. That's also
Pyre?
Bastion. No,
So they made Bastion, Transistor, and Pyre before.
Transistor. That's the one I'm thinking of. I also own
Hades. Transistor is legit like my top 5 favorite games of all time for me. Like, I
Wow,
love
really?
that game.
What is it? A
adore that.
platformer or
No, it's
that. A
it's
roguelite, right?
oh,
No,
roguelike, okay.
no. Hades is a roguelite. But
Yeah.
Transistor is just like it's a single player sort of like tactics action game, pretty much. It's like it has this asymmetric viewpoint of the character walking around. You're fighting enemies and whatnot. But the main theme of the game, it has like 2 ways you can play it. You can play it in like an action sort of like game way, where just it's real time. You use abilities and whatnot. But then you have a tactics mode, which pretty much time pauses. You have this like big ass bar, and each action you take chips away from that bar, and it's basically your turn. And you can play the game in both ways, and it leads to this very like interesting experience of you like trying to decide how to maneuver all these enemies and just like basically like strategize your actions. And on top of that, it has this like very in-depth combat system of basically each ability you gain throughout the game. You can use it in 3 different ways. One is as an active ability. You just press a button and it activates. You can use it as a secondary ability, which basically you attach it to a different ability, and then it modifies that said ability, or as a passive. And every ability works that way in the game. So you have all of these wild combinations of abilities that you can come up with, and it's so creative. It's so out there. And it's like I think I played that game like 6 times by now or something. It's very short, so it's easy to like go through it. You can run through it by like 5 hours, I think, maybe.
It's like a single
something like
stream worth of material.
something like that. And
basically.
it has absolutely gorgeous art, and the music is beautiful. Like
That's
I
something
can
that
gush about that game all day
the
long.
studio that made it is kind of known for like being really good with like background art, character art, things like that.
And music, yeah.
Music.
But also really satisfying gameplay. And definitely with Hades, you get that like very crunchy like combat system alongside really, because I'm not a big roguelite guy. It just doesn't really grab
not
me, the
either.
idea of like, but, and I think that's why Hades will get you as hard as it got me. The thing is, like, every time you die, the story progresses, and you have all these character interactions, and there's so much dialogue options.
Bye,
Shinoda died.
Shinoda.
But and it's like so again, you're like, oh, every time you die, you start from the beginning. No, every time you die, before you start from the beginning, you get all of this dialogue and progression with the characters about your attempt. Oh,
Sorry about that.
Welcome back, Shinoda.
I
So-
synced
so,
my clock, and apparently that decided to mess with everything.
I see. All
But
right,
yeah,
let's move on to the next question. Comes from Soon, and he says, "All right, I know your favorite woods, but here's a new, actually serious question. What's the best tasting color?" Now, John says green, and I kind of agree with him because I like vegetables. But I can tell you what the worst tasting color is, and that's purple. There's very few purple colored foods that I like.
grapes.
I prefer green grapes over purple grapes.
Fair, fair, fair. I mean, you have purple potatoes.
I hate them. I absolutely hate
What?
them.
They're
Oh,
cool, bro.
they're disgusting.
You can get like purple mashed potatoes. It's great, dude. Come on.
Sounds more
I
like a
hate
gimmick than anything.
I hate purple lettuce. I hate eggplant.
What if I
Oh,
go with...
hold on. Eggplant's good.
No, eggplant
Nah,
sucks.
eggplant. I don't like eggplant either. What about red? Like that meat? I love
I
meat.
mean, I like tomatoes a lot.
Tomatoes are fine.
Beets
Peppers
are
are
good.
red.
Beets are red.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
meat, so I think
Is
red
that
for me.
is that your answer?
is red your answer, Natai?
Sure, sure. Red is my answer.
Yeah. Red is my answer as well because meats, all of them, red, at least starting off. Excellent stuff. Very delicious, very chewy.
Yeah,
Lovely
good
things.
shit.
Um, Lots of fruits that I love that are red as well.
Apples.
Strawberry. Uh, Apples are okay at
To be
best.
honest, green apples are better than red apples in my opinion.
Green
Yeah.
apples are much better to cook with for sure.
I
Um,
don't cook much apples. Oh,
Cooking apples can be really good, especially putting it in the right thing.
never
But yeah,
tried.
strawberry, cherries,
I love
pomegranate,
cherries.
and my favorite fruit, robutung. At least the outer shell is red. So lots of good reds. Love that stuff.
You like dragon fruit because that's red on the inside, isn't it?
No,
You don't
dragon
like?
fruit is white and white with black specks on the
Oh,
inside. Yeah,
Wine, red wine.
white wine is
I'm not.
better.
I'm not much of a wine person yet.
Uh,
I'm growing
White wine is
taste for
good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, white wine is good. Rosé is
Oh,
red-ish,
rosé is good. Rosé is pink though.
I'm
I
working on
suppose.
building my palate for wines. So like a couple of years ago maybe, like I absolutely
Really?
could not.
Now, I like red wine sangria. That shit's delicious.
You should try some white wines. They're like much lighter, tend to be lighter than red.
Oh no,
I found at
I
least.
do. I don't get me wrong, I do like white wines a lot more, especially because
Mm,
they can have such a variety of fruity flavors and such. But I'm also
okay.
trying to develop the palate for red wines
If
just to,
if you
mature my
want,
palate.
I'd happily recommend try some red Lambrusco. Those are like more like dessert type wines. Like they're very chill, very easy, and they're like bubbly. They're great. Like look for some red Lambrusco, and I think you might really enjoy that one.
Okay. DM that to me later if you don't
Um,
mind.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
DM that.
yeah, I kind of agree with John's answer here, green, because I love leafy green vegetables.
Oh yeah,
It's one
no,
of my favorites.
great leafy greens. Hell, and honeydew. Honeydew is great green.
What the fuck is up with honeydew? Why everyone's up with for honeydew? Why did it take off like that?
Bro,
I don't.
honeydew's excellent. Okay, to be fair though, I loved honeydew for years, like since I was a kid.
I don't know why. The past 3 years, I keep hearing people like fucking gush about honeydew. What happened?
It's just a tasty fruit.
I don't know. I get it though because there's like every so often it'll be like a food that no one ever talked about before just takes off.
Fucking honeydew, man.
It's
I
the
don't know.
ag industry. They're in
Maybe
cahoots with the advertisements.
maybe things just become trendy
Yeah.
in the food like realm.
Honey
All right.
bunches, honey bunches.
Honey bunches of oats. All right, next question comes from Classy the MILF Hunter. And he asked, "Who is your favorite artist from comics, manga, manhwa, etc.?" John
Easy
answered
answer for me.
Sobin, who is the Overlord light novel artist.
Easy answer for me. Murata Yusuke. The manga artist for One Punch Man. I mean,
Yeah,
his
it's
works
fantastic.
are next fucking level. Like, go check out the One Punch Man manga. Holy shit, it is disgustingly beautiful.
It's much better than the one done by one.
Yeah, the one,
One.
the not visual novel, light novel? No,
Web
no, no,
manga.
web novel, web novel. The web
Web
novel
manga.
is it's a lot more about the story, shall we say. Although his art on the web novel has gotten a lot better. Like
It
all that
couldn't get
time.
much worse, Shinoda.
No, it literally couldn't get worse. It could only get
That's so
better.
harsh.
No, it was really that bad in the beginning. Like, go look it up. It is that bad. But like years of practice and like years of doing it, he's actually improved, and you see it. It's nice to see. But Murata, holy shit, that man's demonic in terms of art skill.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, we'd be remiss if we didn't say Miura, the manga for
Yeah, I was-
Berserk.
I
That's not
about to
even
say-
fair. Yeah.
I was about to say I don't read manga a whole lot, but man, like Miura's art is just something else, man. It's just something.
I mean,
else.
also, we just recorded our part 3 spoiler cast yesterday, which will be coming out soon. But Araki from JoJo's,
definitely
I mean,
Rocky.
also shout
my-
out to Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of Naruto, because whether you like gel with the story of Naruto or not, the character art in Naruto is great.
Oh, the character arc, fucking iconic.
If only would have given Sakura more shit to do.
No, that's a problem
Oh,
with
I
the
feel
writing,
bad
not
for
the
her,
art.
bro. I feel bad for her, bro. Come on. I'm like, come on, girl, do something. Just do it. Do something.
Yeah, that's a problem with the writing, not the art, though.
Yeah, for sure. But my pick will probably forever will be Miura. And again, don't read a whole lot of manga, so like take that with a grain of salt. But just his art is just hits you differently, right? Like there are certain panels there where you just like take a second to just like take that panel in and just feel the weight behind that, whether it's like related to the story. Good luck, bro. Whether it's like story related or whatnot, like there are little panels that I'm kind of like looking at in Berserk, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'd happily print that on my wall. You know, it's like,
Oh, absolutely. And you know
should
what?
definitely read
Eventually. Another artist that I also thought of, Kubo, Tite Kubo.
Tite Kubo. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Bleach.
Oh my god, Bleach. The amount of actual drip the characters have is beyond ridiculous. I loved reading
Yeah, for sure.
I loved reading Shonen Jump when Bleach was on there. Holy shit. Every time there was one of those just intermediate
For sure.
scenes or whatever, you see all the characters, so many different characters in like whatever poses in different outfits every single time, and it always looks so fucking cool, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, this is so
Sure.
cool. Why don't any of the other mangaka do this?
I mean, also big shout out to Ogret, who did
I heard it's pretty great.
the Bakemonogatari. Look at this art! Oh my
Yeah, it's
god,
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
he did so
He
good
did
with this.
Hanakawa justice.
Oh, you mean Hanakawa?
God bless him. It's pretty great.
Man, this I never imagined after all these years that Monogatari number one needed to be adapted into a manga, but that it would even be good. But my god, is it good. And I'm so glad they didn't just rehash the story. Like it's a story that takes place in an alternate universe, and it's so good. It's so crazy too. Like, imagine the crazy writing that Araki does sometime with JoJo's mixed with Monogatari. That's what you get.
That sounds pretty sick, actually.
That sounds wild. Yeah.
Look at the girls.
Look at that.
Look at the girls.
Actually beautiful. Yeah.
For our listeners who might watch watch the video, but listen to it, Alex is gushing over Bakemonogatari manga art of girls.
And Ogret is a phenomenal artist.
He is.
Next question.
Next question. comes from Soon. I kind of wish that John was here to answer this, but what are your opinions on kernel level anti-cheat? It sucks, and there's got to be a better way. That's pretty much it.
What? Oh, kernel level anti. Okay, I thought you said colonel,
Colonel, like the rank in the army.
Yeah, exactly. Kernel level anti-cheat. Fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah,
Get
it
that
sucks.
shit out of my PC, please.
Now, am I gonna sit here and tell you I have the answer to how to fix it? No, but I can tell you it sucks.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I get it. I understand why there's so many devs that want to do kernel level anti-cheats for their games, but I do understand, but man, do I not like it. I wish it wasn't necessary, but because of how so many people decide to act online in games, I understand why it's there. I don't like it though. That's how I feel.
John and I have talked about this, and it's like we get why there needs to be some kind of an anti-cheat thing, like in competitive multiplayer games, especially like ranked competitive multiplayer games. But like for stuff that's super casual, why does it need any anti-cheat at all?
I mean, even if it's casual, you don't want to ruin the gaming experience for whoever's playing it casually, because then it's like they'll just stop playing your game.
Yeah, that's the
Perhaps.
thing. Like, I don't think it necessarily needs to be kernel level if it's a much more casual game, but I do think there definitely needs to be implements if it's a multiplayer game.
Yeah. I've always wondered if it were possible to implement like different servers for different levels of how you were comfortable with it. Like if you were wanted it super strict, you could have a server just for people who wanted to be super strict. And if you're someone who doesn't care, there was a server that has no anti-cheat whatsoever.
But then again, I don't know. I don't think that really works because people who would cheat they'd find a way, right?
Well,
And
you
they
could say
were-
that with kernel level anti-cheat. Like that's the thing with cheating. Like people will find a way around it eventually.
which
It may
is
take a
my
while.
point. Which is my point. Like kernel level cheating is like anti-cheat would just like make the experience for people who doesn't cheat way worse.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like fucking Denuvo, remember Denuvo? That fucking hot garbage. That like the people who suffered from the bust are people
They're
who were
still
legitimately
around.
buying the game.
Yeah, it's still
Well,
around. It's
there
not.
you go.
It's not in the past. There are like games still coming out with Denuvo.
But like people who like suffer the consequences that are people who are legitimately purchasing the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't
So,
know. I like you said. I wish it wasn't necessary. Because I wish people would just fucking behave themselves online. But I guess you can't.
Good luck.
You can't expect that when there's potentially millions of people utilizing it. But yeah, I mean, my opinion on kernel level anti-cheat is legitimately that it sucks, and I wish there were a better way. And there's got to be a better way. We just haven't figured it out yet. All right. And then the last question we're going to have here also comes from Classy the MILF Hunter. What is your favorite Anime Club After Dark episode? We've done a lot.
Ooh, that's
John,
a good question.
John wrote down here the one where John fucking dies. Now,
I love that episode. Yeah.
I don't know. It must have been one from really early on because I can't find one that's actually titled that. But we do have.
There is one episode.
It must have been a really early episode, or we retitled it or something, because
I'll find it.
the only 3 that are left, at least on YouTube, which granted our first 52 episodes aren't on YouTube, they're only on Spotify. The only ones that are the one where John X there is one from 2019 called the one where John talks about porn. And then there are 2 WTFs titled that. One from March of 2022 called the one where John hates everything. That's WTF number 29. And the other one, which was kind of recent, is WTF number 49 from September of last year, is the one where John talks about video games.
I think the one where John talks X always is a good one.
Yeah.
A personal favorite of mine, I haven't gone back to it in a while, but the KyoAni episode we did after the attack.
Oh man,
Like,
I can't.
Now, do you mean the one where we talked about like the attack and everything, or the one where because we've done two? Because there was another one where we did a studio retrospective for Kyo.
No, the first one, I think there was like in response to that. That was kind of like
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
kind of wild to go back to.
That one's titled hashtag KyoAni Strong, I think.
Yeah, KyoAni strong.
Something like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
The one where John talks about how to make cocaine. Oh god.
Oh God.
Oh my god,
It's
that one.
becoming
But
an episode
also,
of Narcos.
Also, what's another one that I really liked? The old game nights were chaotic as fuck, but they were fun.
Which I'm kind of glad that we've brought them back recently with the stuff
Yeah.
that John has been either putting together or suggesting.
Definitely.
And I definitely want to keep doing those because number one, they're fun and easy to put together, but also two, I think they create pretty entertaining content. I mean, let's be honest, is there anything more entertaining that we've done in the last month or so than Shinoda going, the one with Akira? Akira!
Classic.
Never gonna let me live that down, are you?
Bro,
We
you
need to
literally
make that a
said the
shirt.
name in the question you were
We
asking.
need to make that a shirt, and like that needs to be a shirt, bro. Just saying. I'm just saying.
God.
It's a great line. I know it was 100% unintentional on your end, but it was a great line.
You know what's another great line by Chinoda? If it's deep fried.
If it's deep fried.
I love that one.
I don't remember that.
You know what? This is. I like how we're just going now into like lines from the podcast that we like. But one of my favorites from several years ago is when we were doing the Attack on Titan ones, and we're doing season 2, and it's the if you go listen to it now, because this is before we did cameras, and I really it's one of the only episodes that I can genuinely remember from back then where I wish we had cameras, because I would have loved to have seen the look on you and Show's face, because it's like y'all talking about the flashback thing that happens in season 2. It's like I didn't even know it was happening. It's like, how did you know it wasn't a flashback? Marco's there, and I go, who's Marco? And like there's this long pause. There's this long pause between Natai and Sho, and they're like, in their head, they have to be going, he's fucking with us, right?
I think I just had. I think like I short circuited there for a second.
But that just me going, who's Marco? Like that's one of my favorite lines and my favorite moments that we've.
Bro,
ever
I'm gonna
done.
go look for that clip later.
Oh, you don't.
That
I think
shit
John,
destroyed me.
because that was when John was editing, and I think he put it right at the beginning,
Oh my god.
so you don't have to go
Beautiful.
very far. He used that as like the lead in. I'm also still really proud of the work that Natai and I did on our Monogatari spoiler cast series. I love those episodes. We will eventually finish it off once they're done airing the new anime. It also means
once Nitai gets his ass moving and watches the new show as well.
we're also gonna have to redo the tier list that we did.
No, let's leave it at that for now, bro. Let's give it time.
Yeah.
Give it a sec to settle.
I'm really enjoying our JoJo spoiler cast that we're doing. I genuinely enjoy doing spoiler casts. So like if you're gonna ask me what some of my favorite episodes are, they're probably gonna be spoiler casts.
Yeah, spoiler casts are fun. The one that I can think that really stood out to me at night that I really enjoyed doing is our Freyren spoiler cast. I genuinely had such a great time doing that.
Yeah. I mean, Free Room was a great show to talk about in general.
Yeah. And it's like one of our few podcast agreed 10 out of 10s. Like it got the full ACAD approval.
I think all of us, even Natai, who has now watched it, do you give it a 10 out of 10?
Yeah, it's a 10.
So it's the only
10.
spoiler cast we've ever done where all of us give it, number one, the exact same episode, or not the exact same score, and number two, it's 10 out of 10 for all four of us.
When was the last time we had a spoiler cast where we had different opinions on it? Because I don't remember a particular one.
I mean,
I remember BNA.
besides Attack on Titan.
So I said the last one, and in BNA we did BNA after Attack on Titan.
Yeah,
So I'm
and
trying to
I wouldn't
remember
say
ever
that
since
you and
then.
I had like significantly varying opinions. It's just
You
I
were
enjoyed
way
it.
nicer to the show. Yeah,
I
you were way
enjoyed it
nicer.
more than you did. And to be fair, if I had to go back and rewatch it now, I'd probably give it a lower score because like I do have those trigger blinders on, man.
They just had to go with Intergalactic Space Wolf for the final episode. Of course, just fucking couldn't help themselves.
I mean, why not? I'm trying
Fucking
to think if
trigger.
there's any other like big episodes that we've done that have really stood out that we haven't mentioned.
I think the last anniversary episode was really fun.
We did the I think was this last year when we did the 200th episode or 200th
Yeah.
numbered episode.
Yeah.
That one
That
was a
was-
lot of fun.
That was good. I'm sure
I-
later this year, because on November 20th of this year is the 10th anniversary of our very first upload.
God
So I'm sure
damn.
we'll do something then.
Yeah,
I also
but,
have that day off
200
work, so we'll have all day to do something.
That 200th episode though, I'm really glad that I took the time to get all that data ready for it. That was
stats.
a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wild to me.
Yeah.
Was not
I'm so
ready.
happy.
We actually
But it was
we
fun,
had
though.
no idea you were doing that.
Oh, I kept that to myself on purpose, bro. I was not gonna spill the beans beforehand. I wanted to get your genuine reactions to that.
I'm
It's fun.
trying to think if there's any like streams besides WTF streams that I'm like super proud of and go back to. I really enjoyed the Dead Space streams, like I mentioned before.
Yeah, for sure. The Mass Effect streams were fun.
My Mass Effect streams were good.
did.
That was the one thing I will always remember from that is when I was doing Mass Effect 1 and you came in during the stream one time and and you were talking about Garrus and you sent me a link to a Garrus Dakimakura.
Nice. Very
the only-
nice.
And the only thing, because I showed it on screen at the time, and I'm like, I'd fuck with this. And I'm like, but then I was like, oh, wait. I wouldn't fuck it, but I'd buy this.
Bro, I know my audience. I know I can get, what can get you going. I knew who I was sending this to. Good times. Also, the streams we did together when I was at your place were a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, well, you got a D's nuts joke on me, and I'll never forgive you. I finally got you back last night, though. After all these years,
You
I
got
finally
me. You got to be
back.
good.
And you know what? For those of you who are listening now, or whether you're listening to this as a VOD, you will see it soon.
I mean, John almost choked. He almost fumbled. He almost like missed the play. But
I was right
got
there.
him, bro.
I picked him up and
You
I
were
ran
right
with
there.
him, man.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
I
I was
got
just
you.
dying.
I got you good.
I was trying to go with football analogies, but I don't play football, so.
Football.
I think that's all our questions, right?
Yeah, that is all of our questions for this month. I know there was someone, I didn't check who, but someone asked a question today. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add it to the doc for this, but we'll get to it next month on the WTF. Because I think as of right now, that is the only question in our Discord channel for asking these questions that we have not gotten to. So we're finally caught up with WTF questions.
Thank you
For
for the
once.
questions, by the way, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
For everyone who asked questions, thank you. If you're not already a member of our Discord server, as long as you're 18 plus, there's a link to it down below where you can join. We have a channel dedicated just to asking us questions that appear here on the WTFs every month.
Yeah.
All right, so I was going to go ahead and start with what I want to talk about, but and I know Natai has already talked about Wolfman, and that's something he wanted to talk about. But I know, Natai, it's late for you, so let's get to your stuff first.
Yeah,
Sure,
knock
I
that
can
out
talk
of the way.
about one thing before I go to bed. Let me check what I wrote down for myself in the notes. Because okay, so I want to get your take on this.
All right.
Bidets.
I love them.
Okay.
I wish I had one.
Okay, so my introduction for bidets is so I currently have one in my apartment.
Hell yeah.
I don't use it. I never
What?
used it.
What?
I've never used it. But
It doesn't make you gay, I promise.
It makes
Oh,
you
don't
sparkly
worry.
clean.
my first bidet experience was in Japan, actually.
Did
Well,
you
that's
actually
no
try
surprise.
it there?
What's that?
Did you actually try it there?
So in Japan you walk into a restroom and it's a fucking spaceship. What's going on over there? You have all these buttons in this cartoon language you don't understand.
It's like you're in like the Star Trek captain's chair.
Exactly. That's the closest I ever felt to being a Star Trek fan. It's great. Watering ass and all. Just kidding. So I'm just like, you know what? When in Rome, right? So I'm just doing my business, unloading all my anxieties away. Just having a good old time. And I'm thinking to myself, sure. I see all these buttons and I press one of them. Voices came out of my mouth that day, bro. That stream was stronger than I anticipated, let's just say. And I'm not gonna lie, I did like it. But
I see where this is going. This is step 1 on your 10-step program.
But the thing is, like, it's enhanced because they have this thing in most Japanese restroom that the seat is warm, like
Yes,
like
seat
heat.
warmers.
And it's the seat warm, and it's bro, like it's crazy,
Luxury, right?
Bro, like I felt so, I don't know what's the word, but I felt so high society in that moment for a whole month. It's great. But ever since I came back, I haven't used my bidet that's like in the restroom over there because I'm kind of scared it's not going to be the same,
Okay.
I need to take that shit out and like aim it instead of just sitting down and it does all the work for me. Like, I don't know, like
It's not the
it.
same thing. Yeah.
I get it though, because like once you've had something that a lot of people consider the best, you're scared to try anything that's considered less than.
Like, what if I miss? What if I'm done and I want to shoot it out and just, what if I miss? Now there's water everywhere, It's not inconvenient. Like, having it built in.
I don't mean to alarm you, but if you have a shower, like a shower head that you can take off the wall and move around, you already have a bidet.
Yeah, I wouldn't
don't,
use a
but I
shower
get what
head.
you're saying. I get what you're saying, but no.
Natai, I'll say this: it's a learning experience. You got to use it a couple of times. You're gonna fail more than likely.
But
just do it.
But isn't it just enough to wipe? Just
No.
thoroughly wipe.
No,
Let me ask you.
you're
something,
so
Natai.
much more cleaner after you use a bidet. Like
This
the
is what
hygiene is next level. Go ahead,
This
Alex.
is what I tell people who are like weirded out by using a bidet, because my dad's like this. And I asked him one time, I said, if you were to go about your day and get like actual feces shit on your hand, would you be okay and would you go about your day if all you did was find one paper towel, wipe it off, and throw that paper towel away? Would that make you
Obviously
feel clean?
not. Obviously
Okay.
not. But
Why do you accept it with your butt?
It's a
Don't-
legit
legitimate
question.
question.
Don't come talk to me about asses, bro. I mean, I know who you are. I'm kidding.
That's fair.
I mean, I saw your reaction to that video I shared last night. I've seen what you think about asses.
Bro, that's not reality. That's a fictional character. What I saw
That
there. I
Kason
don't
is
believe
not
it.
a fictional character. That
I
ass
don't
is
bel-
real.
As far as I'm concerned,
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
wait, hold on. Respectfully, obviously, respectfully.
Respect women.
Respect women, respectfully. As far as I'm concerned, she's not real. I'll never be in touch with her. I'll never like come across her in my life. So that's like not reality for me, unfortunately. I respectfully, again, I love Kason.
I'm really having a hard time keeping a straight face with what you just said. That you'll never come across her.
I'll never.
Oh.
I love Kason. I respect her. Everyone should respect her. Everyone should respect women. Just saying. Anyway, I would respect her with a bidet. Anyway, I'm just. It
I'm
just
sure
doesn't
she
seem
used a
as
bidet a few
comfortable
times in her life.
it just doesn't seem as, because in Japan it's built into the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
You don't have to do any work. You just press a button and your ass is like wet as all hell. It's great.
I
Well,
mean,
Natai, here's the thing: you can buy those and have
Yeah.
it installed. You just have to shell out
that's
for
not
it.
worth it. No, that's not
I mean,
worth it.
Yes,
they
it is.
do.
Yes, the
They
fuck it is. It is worth
they
it.
do. I mean, obviously, it's not as like top tier as what you're going to experience in Japan. But they make those ones. They fit like right on the toilet bowl, and they sit in there, and like they clamp in, and there's some buttons there. But I mean, it's not as super.
Bro,
max
you know
as what
my
you're used
my
to,
travel partner Ariel, so he wouldn't use the bidet. In
Coward.
Japan. I judge him
Coward.
I know, right?
Coward.
He's a coward. You're a coward.
Coward.
Ariel, we're calling you out on this podcast. You are a coward. Should have
He's
used
a
that
coward.
bidet.
I got
Bro,
something
he's
to
like-
say to Ariel. Stop playing RuneScape and start using a bidet.
Ooh.
That's the
Well,
thing
hold
where-
on.
that's
He plays RuneScape. He can't.
exactly, yeah. RuneScape players, they're just not brave like that.
They're just stinky like that.
They're just stinky like that. Bro, when I walked out of that toilet that first time I used the bidet, he was like, "Are you okay, bro?" It sounded painful.
You're just like, man, I just had a religious experience.
Bro, I saw God that day. And it wasn't Kanye.
Thank God.
It could
That's
be worse.
stupid. Yeah, I know, right? That stupid clip of him. It was like, I am a god.
There's that. Listen, when it comes to Kanye West, there's that one clip, but I can't say it because my complexion is way too light.
Is that the Gaga clip?
Well, no, that one I can say. It's like
That one is good.
What? How is it that he says it? But
Where he talks
Gaga
about-
is out here being the executive creative director
Of Polaroid.
Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does
What
she
the fuck
know
she
about making
knows on
cameras?
What?
No,
What the fuck she knows on cameras?
The one that I really like is when he's talking about the song "Blank in Paris"
Oh,
and
That was
why
good.
it's called that.
That was good.
I can't say what it's actually called. I don't have the right skin color. Shota might.
The Kanye fails QuickTime event meme always gets me. It's always funny. But yeah, so I wanted to get your takes on bidets because obviously I'm a novice in that field of taking water in my ass. So you know.
You don't even have to necessarily shoot it straight in, although you will be much cleaner if you do. No, just bidets are wonderful for hygiene. Like, highly recommend for everyone. And like, the amount you save on toilet paper is beyond amazing.
That doesn't make sense though, bro. You still use toilet paper to clean your
No,
ass.
no, no.
after-
You still have to use it to dry and all that, but like, you're just not using as much in comparison.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that.
And I don't know how it is in Israel, but here toilet paper be fucking expensive.
It's climbing. I'll say that.
Yeah, it's
At least
not
the
a fun
good
time.
one. Like you have like that's another something that's crazy with Japan and all of their like innovations. Most of the toilet paper there, one layer.
Oof.
Well, no wonder they have bidets.
Bro, you just start wiping and it disintegrates in your hand. It's crazy.
Oh, that's
I will
really
say,
bad.
That's one thing I don't like. If I can read through the toilet paper, that's not good toilet paper.
No.
Yeah, no, I hate
it's
it.
Bad. Shit's bad. So yeah, one layer toilet paper. Don't do that, bro. Invest in
Alright.
good toilet paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2-ply minimum. 2-ply minimum.
Agreed. All right. Well, I don't know if you gotta head out soon, Natai, but there is one thing I wanted to get your opinion on. Well, both of you. in
I'll stick
particular.
around for like 10 minutes or so. Yeah.
So I have very mixed feelings when it comes to people bringing animals inside restaurants. And by inside restaurants, I mean like actually inside, not the restaurants where you're eating outside. Because that's like whatever, because there's already a bunch of shit outside anyway. Now, I get it. Before anyone keyboard warriors come at me, I get it. There are people who need service animals. I get it. But I feel like a restaurant should be obligated to say whether they are friendly towards like just animals besides besides service animals. Because like I like dogs. I like cats. I like animals. They're cool. Except spiders. Fuck spiders. But if you bring your pet tarantula inside a restaurant, I'm
spider,
going
so
to
what?
burn the whole fucking place down. I don't give a fuck.
Wow.
And
But
every
Alex,
single fucker in there. I don't care. You're collateral
Alex,
damage at that point.
I'm a spider, so what?
Fuck that. Fuck that anime. Fuck that manga. Fuck the people that like it.
God
But
damn.
no, like because I was eating in a restaurant not too long ago. I mean like a couple months ago, and it's a restaurant that doesn't say that it. Because again, if someone were to come in and they're blind or they're deaf and they have a service animal, that's fine. I don't care. But the people that bring their like purse dogs into the restaurant, I'm like, no. But this restaurant was okay with it, and I'm like, I don't want dog hair in my food if I don't have to have it in there.
I 100% agree with you on that. I definitely agree. As someone who his parents have a restaurant and all that, service dogs again, I respect that. Don't have anything against that. Also, like for the record, I'm a big dog lover. I love dogs. I always grew up with dogs. I'm a big fan. But I think when you go to a restaurant, I don't think it's fair for the other patrons to bring in a dog unless you absolutely have to, because that also affects their, like, what if someone is allergic to dogs? Then that just like
Or
ruins their
cats,
whole day,
or
right?
whatever.
Or cats or whatever. Yeah, I think I totally agree that
Counter
like, restaurants-
argument to that specific thing. If
Okay.
you're allergic to a pet and you're going outside, I'm sorry, but you should expect to come across especially a cat or
Sure.
a dog
Well,
most
see,
of all.
Definitely,
That's
but
why
not in restaurants
that's,
though.
well, that's why I make the exception. It's like if it's outdoor seating, that doesn't bother me. Because if I'm outside and I'm eating or having a drink or whatever, there's cars going by, there's other people going by, there could be people walking their dogs on the sidewalk. That doesn't bother
sure.
me at all.
Inside
when it's
restaurants, though.
specifically inside the restaurant, which is like, okay, if you're gonna have like these emotional support animals or these service animals, again, service animals I'm okay with because I know blind and deaf people exist and they need them and it's fine. But it's these people that have their emotional support animals that can be anything, by the way. I am shocked to all hell. I live in Florida. I have not seen anyone in public with their emotional support alligator.
Yeah, right. That's what I was thinking.
I would not be
Florida
shocked
man
at all.
arrested.
Yeah. Well, there was a Florida man arrested for throwing his pet alligator inside of a McDonald's.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Threw it inside the drive-through window.
No
What
surprise.
the fuck is up, Florida?
But no,
Okay, but
I think if you're gonna have like one of those emotional support animals, service animals, like there should be seating outside for those people specifically. That I'm okay with.
yeah. Okay, I'm specifically just saying against the point of allergies. Like, I'm sorry, if you're allergic, you have to take the precaution and you have to risk the you have to weigh the risks of that.
If you
Like,
are that
cats and
allergic,
dogs especially, yeah. If you're allergic, like even mildly, you
should
can take meds or you should
Yeah.
not be going out. I'm sorry, but like the world
No, but I agree
doesn't
that in restaurants
exist
though,
around you.
Definitely.
But-
I agree.
but
in restaurants,
No,
in
hold on.
city,
In restaurants, and as Alex, and you made the point, there are service animals that exist, and they are needed. If you're allergic,
For
I'm
sure.
sorry, but like those service animals take priority. Emotional support animals, that's kind of crap. I don't care. Service animals, though, no, I'm sorry,
I
but
agree
like
with
they take
I agree with
priority.
service animals. I agree
Yeah.
with service. My
And
point
if
was
you're
that
allergic,
this-
boo fucking who? Go back.
Well, the thing about like the service animals, like specifically the service animals for like deaf and blind people, is that they're trained very well not to like shake and get their hair everywhere or bark.
definitely like service animals. I'm all for. I'm like nothing against that. But I mean like when someone brings their fucking poodle in the restaurant and starts shitting everywhere, that's just like fucking bad
Or
experience
barking.
for who or barking.
barking.
That's
Oh
just
my
like-
God, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
And it's the same thing
I-
like on a plane too. Like I know I was talking about restaurants, but like people bring like their emotional support chihuahua on a plane and then it just through the whole fucking flight.
almost as bad as a baby.
Now,
God,
the
babies on a
question.
flight is rough.
Listen, I would pay extra to have 18 plus flight. I swear to God. Um, but I had that happen one time where someone brought like an actual like Chihuahua, like a purse dog, on the plane, and it
Oh
barked
my
the whole
God.
time. And
How long was
I
that
heard
flight?
I heard secondhand that it was apparently some emotional support dog. I'm thinking to myself, and this is my thinking, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but if I had a dog as an emotional support animal that was constantly barking, especially if I took it out anywhere, that would make me more emotionally distressed, not less. Because now everyone's
Yep.
looking at me. Everyone's like, shut the fuck up.
You shouldn't bring babies or dogs on a plane. Sorry.
Or cats, for that matter.
Yeah, you get what.
Nah,
You get my
cats
drift.
tend to be pretty chill on planes. Surprisingly, they just nap.
Boy, the cat I used to have would not have been chill. It wasn't chill in the car. Wasn't chill if you held him for too long. Dude was not chill unless he was doing his own thing.
I remember the cat you're talking about. Yeah, no, that that's a different one though. Most
cat had
cats,
no chill.
Rapscallion.
yeah.
I don't
But
know. It's something I've thought about recently. It's like I wish number one that if restaurants were going to be like friendly to that, that's fine. It's their choice. It's their restaurant, but they should like announce that in some way. Have a sign up
Oh,
saying,
for
you know,
sure.
this establishment is friendly to support animals. And again,
That's fair.
I'm specifically referring to like non-service animals. And then if they're going to have outdoor seating, have like a section that's just for people with those kinds of animals, whether they are support animals or like emotional support animals.
yeah, I personally think like any more upscale restaurants definitely shouldn't have anything like that, and like a lot of fast food places you shouldn't have that either.
Mhm.
But
Past places.
places like
Probably
bars,
serve the dogs as
yeah.
food.
Yeah, but places like bars or whatever, like they're very much depending on the place.
Yeah.
So
I've been to
my
dog
Yeah,
parents,
bars is a
bars
different
before.
experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
my parents go to this bar that's about 30-40 minutes away from us called Vanish, and it's a really cool place, decent food, decent beer,
Did you say
and
the
it's
bar is called Vanish? As in like disappear?
yeah, that's what it's called.
Huh.
That is a horrible name for a bar.
You,
I'd be
you
afraid I'd
come
get
in and you
kidnapped
vanish,
at
bro. Yeah.
I'd be afraid I'd get kidnapped at that bar, get roofied
Nah,
my
it's
drink.
Let's go get Vanish,
it's a
bro.
good place. It's not a dive bar or anything. It's more old people bar.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, it's a cool place. Live music and all that, and it's extremely dog friendly. Like you have families, you have kids over there. You got all types of dogs over there as well. But like most of the dogs tend to be pretty well behaved. We take our dog Warren over there like all the time. Like my parents, they specifically go like almost every other weekend at this point.
Do they serve beer for dogs?
No,
Oh.
but there is
That's a shame.
people, but there is a lot of different other foods they have, and they give Warren like just this massive amount of bacon in like one of those fry
Nice.
containers, and like he just goes
That's
to town.
cute.
He loves that place, and like he is probably one of the most popular dogs over there because everyone knows him by name by now.
God bless
There
Warren.
is there is a it's a self-service tap room that's not too far away from where I live that I go to occasionally that is also dog friendly. It's also really cool because when you walk in, you buy a wristband, and that wristband has got like an RF thing, like a chip in it, and you go up to the tap that you want, you put your wrist up to it, and you pour it, and it pours 1 ounce at a time.
Nice.
So it keeps track of how much beer or whatever that you're doing. But it's also very dog friendly. But they have a policy: if it's a yapper, it's gotta go.
I like that policy. That's
Yeah,
a good
that's fair.
policy. Yeah.
Yep.
They say if it barks for more than 7 times in a row, or if it barks for a minute continuously, it's gotta go.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's not conducive to the environment. That's completely fair. Yeah.
But as
Oh,
long
yeah,
as your
now,
dog is
so-
well behaved, it's more than welcome inside there.
I do think it's a lot more of a it's very much an environmental thing. Like, where are you at?
Yeah.
What type of place it is? I think in most cases, no, animals don't belong in restaurants.
Hmm.
But like,
There are
depending
use
where it
cases
is.
for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like cat
I,
cafes.
yeah, cat cafes. It kind of defeats the purpose if there's no cats.
Yeah.
Just pictures of cats on the walls. This is what you're missing. Ha
You just pet yourself while looking at cats.
They give you a set of cat ears as you come in. You're the cat now, bitch. Meow
Always
for it.
wanted
A
to
lot
get
of
pussy.
people would pay for that. A lot of people
Oh my
would pay for
god.
that.
There is. I forget where this is. It may be in Japan. I don't remember. But there is a bar where the bartenders will step on you and they pour like beer or alcohol down their leg and onto their feet, and you have to drink it off of their feet.
This sounds like Japan.
I'm pretty sure it was in Japan that I saw this.
Listen, I'm definitely next
Also,
time
I
going
need you
Japan,
to
I'll
find
go
out about this place just for research purposes.
research.
There, I know there is the Muscle Girl bar in Japan where all the bartenders, they're all
Which
women,
I'm
and they're
planning
all,
to go to next time going to Japan for
and
sure.
they're all like super jacked, and they have this thing where they'll sit you in a chair and they'll slap you if you ask them to.
Bro, they'll kick your ass.
God, yes.
Great. Yeah.
But yeah, I was just curious about your opinions on that because I didn't know if that was an unpopular opinion or not, because it seems like a lot of people that do that have like and it's more so the people with the emotional like support animals. It's like they're very unaware of how they're coming off in public with these animals, especially the ones that are very not well behaved. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the people with like that take their children, I mean very young children, like babies, out to eat dinner in a restaurant, and the child just starts crying and crying and crying, and
it just
the
ruins the
parents
experience
don't
for
take
everyone
them
else.
outside. It's like, as
I
a
don't
parent,
get
that's
that.
what you're supposed to do when they're in this
don't
like public
understand that.
environment. Just take them away, because at that
Bro,
point
again-
you're disrupting everyone else's time.
Again, kids on plane, it's just god awful.
It's not as bad as it used to be, because at least now I can put my noise canceling headphones on and it drowns most, if not all of
you
them.
Oh
out.
my
bet.
god, noise canceling
You bet
headphones
I-
are.
That's a god. That's a
But
lifesaver,
I am old enough to where I remember flying at a time when there were no smartphones, there were no portable DVD players. All you had was like a Walkman or a Discman, and that was it. That was your whole in-flight entertainment.
Buddy, we didn't even have those. So
I mean,
you're lucky.
I definitely remember when I was super young, like I didn't even have any like a Walkman or anything to listen to music. All I had was like magazines. Like we'd buy a couple of magazines at the airport, and that's what I would read the whole time. Like that's all you had to do on planes.
All right, I think I'll take my leave now since it's 1:40 a.m.
All right. Well, thank you
But
for stopping
I'm glad
by. I know
I got on.
It's difficult
Yeah.
for you sometimes to make the WTFs, but
Yeah,
I'm glad that you were
I'll
able
try and do
to.
my best for the next few ones because it's always fun to be on and I always have a good time. But
Hell yeah, buddy.
yeah. Hope
Yeah.
you two have a good rest of stream, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
All right.
So,
Have a
have a
good
good
one,
one, bud.
See you later. Now he's got to. Actually, you know what? While he does that, I can go ahead and do that.
Very nice.
Since we're talking about restaurants anyway, I'll go ahead and do the last point that I wanted to get to.
Sure.
There is a Chinese takeout place in my hometown here where I live again. It's been here for a very long time. It has not been in the same location all this time. It's kind of moved locations a few times. But it's a takeout place. They don't have delivery. It's just either go there and get it, or you call ahead and come pick it up. That's it. That's all you can do. It's really good. The food, like we have only like 3 or 4 like Chinese takeout places around that's within an easy drive to where I live. It is by far the best in terms of quality, and it's also usually done the quickest. No matter how big the order I've ever done is, it's usually done within. I can get it within half an hour.
God
No matter
damn.
no matter how big the order is. And it's also noticeably cheaper than any other Chinese takeaway place near me. Like legit, I can spend $35 and have meals from the leftovers for 3 to 4 days.
Jesus, that's a lot of food.
The portion sizes are enormous for the price. Like in terms of just value for money with this food, it's great because, like I said, you can spend $35, have meals for 2, 3, 4 days just with one person, and their menu prices haven't changed at all since 2016. How do they keep
Alex,
doing this?
this place is a front. This
I
place
I
is a
don't
fucking front. I swear to God. There's no way in hell.
I
There's
don't
no way.
I don't know how because it's been the same family. It's like a family of 3 people that run this place, and it has been forever. So it's either like the most secure money laundering operation I've ever seen, or something's going on, and this is not real food that I'm eating.
I have to think it's some sort of money laundering because, like, I don't know what else it could be. Like, if you're a business owner, you have to adjust prices as the years go on, whether you can raise it higher or lower it just because you have more available. Like, you have to keep up with the market, especially to stay profitable, especially in the restaurant business.
The one thing that I keep coming back to that isn't money laundering is maybe this family who runs it knows someone in the food distribution like space, and they're
Yeah.
getting it at significantly reduced prices than they would otherwise.
While that is possible, I have to wonder what the hell kind of deal that they have that they can do something like that.
I don't know. I just know that this is the best Chinese food, at least Chinese takeout food that I can get within half an hour, um, and it's cheap. And I've never gotten sick of it. Now, that is not to say that I have never known anyone that got sick of it, because I have. I've just been lucky. But it's better to be lucky than good sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And it's like the place is not, you know how like they say that mattress stores are like always fronts for money laundering, right? Because you
Yeah.
never see anybody in there. Unlike that, there's always people in here, whether it's for lunch or for dinner. I always see at least 2 or 3 people in there either waiting on food or ordering food.
So they have a customer base.
They have a very steady customer base. I've never seen that place completely empty, ever.
You know,
It's
maybe that's where the money is. It's because so many people actually go there so often.
true, and they have a lot of customers, well, like myself and my family, who have been ordering food from them for years now. Because like, this place has been in this town since, I want to say, at least 99, 98.
Oh
So it's
shit,
been
so
around.
they're generational.
It's been around for a while now, more than 20 years. Like, but it hasn't been in the same place. Now, one time they moved because the place burnt down.
Oh,
Um,
yikes.
because of a fire. And then the one time they moved into an old Wendy's that had like closed up, and they started doing like drive-through for a while because it had the drive-through in it. But then they moved to their current spot, which is in like a strip mall, and it's a small like building, and there's one table inside that you can eat at if you want to.
Actually, that drive-through idea sounds freaking brilliant, especially if their whole business model is takeout or pickup
Yeah.
only.
Yeah, they don't.
Like,
They have
that's-
never done delivery ever, and they don't do anything delivery wise with like Uber Eats or DoorDash or Grubhub or none of that. You can't order it through that. You can only call in and order it. They don't even have an online app.
Oh wow, so they are truly
It's old
like
school.
in town. Yeah.
It's old school.
But the
I
fact
don't know.
that they've lasted over 20 years doing this exact same business model means that they have a quality product.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it is it like authentic? No. Is it good? Yes.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean authentic?
It's not authentic Chinese food. It's Americanized Chinese food.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. American Chinese. Yeah. I wasn't thinking
but-
Chinese food. That's
No.
wholly different stuff.
It's not like something I can go to like Chinatown in Washington D.C. and get that kind of food. But or actually going to China and eating the food, but it's definitely good to me, and I'm still going to be going there. There is one Chinese takeout place that we also order from time to time. Um, that's also been around for several years, like since I was a tiny kid. Um, and it's funny because when I was young, and like all the way until like I was going to college, it's almost like we would order Chinese food from him at least once a week to get it delivered,
Uh-huh.
especially on the weekends. And we were placing an order one time, and the woman on the other side of the phone, we started to give out our address, and like, oh no, you don't have to say it. We know you.
That's great though. They already know you. They know what you like. They're like,
They
that's
know
good
they know
customer
our
service.
they know our phone number. They recognize the phone number on the caller ID. It's like, oh no, we don't need the address. We know you. uh,
So, what I think you should do, honestly, Alex, next
just
time
ask them where their money's going.
just ask them how the fuck they're doing their business model, because like just lay out to them how you're so confused, how they're doing this. I'm sure they'll be more than happy, more than likely, just to explain exactly how it works. If they're upfront, they're not going to say it. Obviously, they might hint at it, but otherwise, they'll probably tell you, "No, we just have a shit ton of customers, so we can keep it low price." Or like they'll explain something. Like, get something. Just talk to them. I mean, you've already been going there for so long.
I will ask the 10-year-old behind the counter.
That's how you know it's authentic. That's how you know it's authentic American Chinese food.
Yeah.
Got a kid working there.
There's a 10-year-old
John said
kid
this.
running the registered.
John said this. If there's a little kid running the register,
and
that place is authentic.
And she's also the one that takes the orders on the phone.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those small town anomalies that, you know, it's something that's always been there, but you've never asked a whole lot of questions about. Because I live in a small town now, like, and I grew up in a small town here in Central Florida. Like, I wouldn't call it exactly rural, but it's not far off either. It's like a town of, I want to say the population now is like 20,000. But when I was growing up, there was
so
like
small.
But when I was growing up, it was only like 6,000 people that lived here. So we've had a lot of people move in over the last 5-10 years. But anyway, that's just something I wanted to bring up because I feel like there's a lot of people that can probably relate to that, especially if you did grow up or live in a small town like I do. So Shinoda, tell me about Katsucon, because I heard there was a rather shitty experience there.
There was not a shitty experience. Oh, hold on just a second.
What?
Population 2024.
You're trying to look up the population of your hometown?
No, of like Montgomery County. All right. Projected it to be over 1 million. Okay, yeah. Just curious. No, so Katsucon overall was a decent time. A couple of things that were not great here and there, but overall I enjoyed it. So the thing you're specifically talking about, the in Artist Alley, there was a leak of from one of the pipes, and it rained a whole lot of water. I was actually there during that. I took a picture of it.
I saw the video.
Yeah, and there's multiple videos, multiple pictures, obviously. I took a picture myself. I was in Artist Alley when it happened. I saw it as it was happening. I was just like, oh shit. Now, it is not sewage water, like people were speculating and like thinking it was, just because it smelled horrible. But no, it wasn't sewage water. It was gray water from the kitchens. So thankfully it wasn't shit water. Yeah.
I'm sure there was some stagnant water mixed in there with it too. From the pipes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, it was definitely a shitty experience for the people in Artist Alley that happened right above.
Yeah, unfortunately. Thankfully, it wasn't that many people when it hit, but like there was a couple people hit. But most especially, it was like one specific booth that was hit with that. And this artist, oh man, I feel so sorry for them. They lost a whole lot of their work that they had over there. we're really I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm hoping insurance took care of that and everything.
That's kind of what I was wondering. I was wondering if something were to happen like that at a convention, do these conventions hold like insurance that takes care of that? I would assume they do, because obviously what happened is not the booth operator's fault.
Yeah. The convention itself has insurance, as does the convention center. So I'm not, as does the building. So I'm not sure. Well, building as the convention center. What am I saying? The Gaylord Hotel specifically.
And it's not
I'm
like
not
it's
sure.
a new thing's been there forever.
No, forever, and like it brings in money like crazy. So like they're fine. I don't know who would be held responsible and who would be paying for it. I'm sure they've already worked all that out. And they did compensate like all of Artist Alley. They got to stay open an extra hour on the next day. So like that definitely helped with everyone. And like I actually was next to the Katsukan one of their department heads that was in charge of Artist Alley, and they were going around like towards the end of the day, the next day, just saying like, hey, we're really sorry that happened, and we're hoping this extra hour helped you with sales and all that. And pretty much everyone was just saying, yeah, no, it's more than fine. It actually boosted our numbers because it was open so late. And like everyone was okay with it, like even though they had to close like a hour or 2 hours early the previous day. Like a lot more people were going to Artist Alley to spend money there because of what happened, ironically, because everyone wants to support the artists. But yeah, and that was pretty cool to see like one of the convention heads actually talking to the artists themselves or whoever's representing them, just going
That's
around.
good.
Yeah, no, it's good business. I did
assume
talk
you
to
spent
the
way more money than you wanted to, as usual.
oh, buddy. Yes, and we'll leave it at that. I got a bunch of stuff. If you
I think
join
you-
our
you
Discord,
showed off some pictures.
yeah, if you join our Discord, you'll see the type of things I got, because we have a merch channel that's dedicated to anyone who got cool new stuff to show off. Yeah, no, I actually talked to the artist that was directly impacted, and like I got some works from them as well, and like beautiful work, great stuff. I'll be posting that in the merch channel as well, hoping people will give them support.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did spend way more than I was planning to, especially because oh my god. So my roommate Tommy, he's been looking for this specific figure of Cyber End Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh. There's this very specific one that's super fucking expensive, but it looks gorgeous. It's highly detailed, and it's posable as well. It has a couple of moving parts. Really, really beautiful stuff. I found it over there. It was not cheap. It was
Is it four
you can't-
figures?
no, thank God, it wasn't that high. But it was it was a little bit over $1,000, and I was just like, Jesus Christ. And as soon as I sent it to Tommy, I got a reply like 20, 30 minutes later. He's like, holy shit, you found it. I'm like, oh God, I actually did find it. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, do you want it? And he's like, fuck. He goes looking online just to do a final check, see if it's available anywhere. He couldn't find it other than like eBay for overpriced. And he's like, yeah, fuck it, do it. I bought it and I just carried it around for the rest of the day until I got back to my friend's hotel. Everyone was just eye fucking the figure because they're like, holy shit, that looks amazing. And I'm like, yeah. So that was really cool. That was a fun experience.
Nice.
Otherwise, overall, it was a decent con. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the normal like whole con just because it was a holiday weekend and I couldn't get off of work, so I was doing
Gotcha.
I did the thing of luckily Friday I was off, I went there. Saturday I worked, then I went to the con, and then I came back the
Man,
same
that
day.
would
It was
wear me the fuck out if I had to work and then go to a convention.
And guess what? I was at that con because I was having so much fun until like 2 or 3 o'clock, so I didn't get home until like 3:40, 4 a.m. I woke up in the morning at 6, like 2 or 3 hours later, and 2 days of exhaustion hit me all at once, and I'm just like, huh?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, Shinoda. Once you hit 30, that shit's gonna stop.
We'll keep going as long as
I guarantee you, once you hit 30, I guarantee you, your body will not let you keep doing that, especially long term.
Couple of months to go. We'll see.
You will understand. You will understand why I want to leave Otakon at like midnight at the very latest. You will finally understand.
Not there yet, though, so I'm gonna keep on doing this shit. But yeah, no, 2 days of exhaustion hit me all at once, and I made the call to call out because I was not safe to drive. Yeah, and then I ended up sleeping in until like middle of the day, so that was fun.
I'm
But
glad you
yeah,
had a good
other
time.
than yeah, overall good time, couple of shitty things. Oh my god, the con funk was so fucking bad this year. The
You know,
smell of ass. Jesus
one thing-
Christ.
That's one thing last year at Otakon I was, number one, very pleasantly surprised at, and number two, I'm glad that the people who put on Otakon pointed this out on social media. It's like, we're very proud of you all. It did not stink this year, and it didn't. I did not, except for like one instance where it was very understandable why there was con funk with this one particular person, because it was a very thick furry costume, not like a fursuit, but I mean like the costume had like faux fur and stuff on it.
Oh yeah.
It was like actually it's supposed to look like animal hide armor, I think. But they were obviously very sweaty under their whole thing. So that I understand. But that was the one and only instance, and it was outside.
In summer, mind that. So that's understandable at least. But no, oh my god, this year, holy shit! The amount of smells I smelled, I was just like, Jesus Christ! I'm glad I'm not doing this entirely. I could not have done it.
For those of you out there who go to conventions, I guarantee you a bar of soap costs less than the ticket to your convention you're going to. I guarantee it. Use
For
it.
those of you out there who go outside, shower and wash your ass. Dear God.
And for those of you who are going to sit there and come back at me with, but I still sweat while I'm at the convention, that's why we have body spray. And you can keep that in your bag, in your pocket, wherever. They will let you bring that in. It's not like an airport. They're not going to turn
They
you away.
encourage it, yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to turn you away because it's over 3 ounces.
The smell of con funk.
They will
God.
ask if it's made out of metal, if they can put the wand over it, probably. But that's about it.
But yeah, overall, great time though.
I'm glad you had a good time. Is the next like major convention you're planning to go to Otakon?
Yeah. Especially because of finances. I'm just not going to be doing
it's
anything
also
else.
the next, I think, major like anime or pop culture convention in your area anyway.
Yeah. There's a couple of small ones here and there that are happening, but like Otakon is the only next one that I'm actually interested in.
And I will be there again. I have everything already paid for.
And it'll be a fun old time. Yeah. All right.
All right. Do you want to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds? And the only reason I asked that is because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Go for it. So,
right.
Monster Hunter Wilds, as of today, comes out in 22nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. 6 days. Yeah. I can do numbers. 6 days, Monster Hunter Wilds comes out. I am so freaking excited. Oh my god. Worlds was a fantastic time, and I played a little bit of Rise. Pretty fun game, but just not the same as Worlds, though. Wilds, me, Johnson, we played the shit out of the beta, and we had such a good time. And like, we beat several monsters like multiple times just with the basic equipment, and we're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have fun. And like, it's not even the full experience yet on the beta, so we were just like, this is gonna be a great time again. I'm just super excited. I know the rest of us are as well, and I'm more than likely gonna do some game nights and some streams with Monster Hunter Wilds just because it's such a fun game, and it's not that difficult to stream either. So overall, good time. Very much looking forward to it, and it's definitely gonna be my next main game. I have several things in the backlog that I do want to play, but like, what I'm looking forward to the most is Wilds, and that's the immediate thing that I'm going to be playing. I already have it pre-ordered and everything.
You're just waiting for it to drop.
Yeah, literally at this point, I'm just waiting for it to go. You can download the game, and that's already automatically set to download. So literally the day of, I'm gonna go to sleep early, and then as soon as I wake up, start playing. I already have the character carries over from the beta, so I already have my character made and everything.
Nice. Before I forget, and I went to go get this while I was gone too. You talking about merch kind of reminded me of it. So, do you remember at Otakon last year when I bought that the free run poster with the metallic ink, and you thought it was
Yes.
beautiful?
Yeah.
I got it framed.
Ooh.
So yeah, it is now fully framed.
God, that's such a beautiful poster.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Like, there's a part of me that really wants to put it like right back here, so it's always seen on the podcast. But obviously, I'd have to move what's already there, and I'm not sure how it'll look being that low on the wall. I don't know. I might, because there's nothing on this wall right here. I know you don't see it, but there's nothing on this wall right here, so I might put it up there. But I love the art that's on this poster. For those of you that are audio only, I'm sorry. It's a free run poster. Like, it's got metallic ink. It's made with metallic ink, and it's very beautiful.
Check out the Discord channel. I'm sure Alex will post a picture of it.
I mean, I when I first got it, I posted a picture of it. I haven't
No,
posted
but
a
the
picture
framed,
since I got it
yeah.
framed, but I could do that. But no, and it's like, it's so beautiful. I wanted to get it framed, so I did that a couple of weeks ago. I went and got it professionally framed.
It does look similar. How much did it cost to frame it?
It cost about $90.
Whoo, that is pricey.
I mean, for the labor involved in the materials and the fact that I didn't have to do it, nah.
I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I've never
And
done
it comes
frames.
with a warranty. If anything breaks, I can bring it back to them and they'll redo it for free.
Oh, that.
And I supported a small local business, so I don't feel bad about that.
No, it's not about feeling bad about it or anything. It's just like the price is kind of up there, personally, for me.
I wanted it to be preserved in a way that I knew it wouldn't get like destroyed, and this is the easiest way I could think to do it.
Oh, absolutely. Especially for really good posters like that where you paid extra. Yeah, no, it's worth it to keep those in good condition.
I actually took to the same place. I took it when I bought that the limited edition Lucky Star shirt that I got for the 10th anniversary. There was a booth that was selling those 10th anniversary shirts, but it was something that was originally only available in Japan. You had to go to the 10th anniversary like event that they had, and it was from that like pop-up store. And so I think they only made like 500 of those. And it's too small for me to wear anyway. It's a Japanese medium, which means it's really like an American small. So there's no way I'm ever going to be able to wear it. So I got that framed.
That is honestly genuinely cool. I have something like that. That's No Game No Life of Shiro, and they only made like 300 of those shirts, if I remember right. So I have one of the few that exists, and I'm just like, I have worn it once or twice, but I'm just thinking at this point maybe I should just get it framed just because it's such a cool shirt, and it's such a limited thing.
Especially if it's either too small or too big for you.
Oh, I can wear it perfectly. It fits me just fine. Is the thing.
For me, framing the shirt that I got was an easy choice because it's the equivalent of an American small. I haven't been able to wear an American small shirt since I was in elementary school.
Goddamn.
So yeah, it was never a decision for me to make. It's like, yeah, this is definitely how it's going to go because I can't wear this. I don't know anybody that can wear this. Natai could probably wear it, but I think even on him it'd be a little tight.
Yeah, probably.
Because of the four of us, Natai is definitely the thinnest.
Yeah, even then, it's just worth it to frame it more than anything, especially when it's a limited time product like that.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Monster Hunter Wilds. I am excited that you are excited to play it. I will not be playing it.
Buddy, it's just a skill check. You sure you don't want to try it out?
No, I just don't like the concept of the game. Just doesn't appeal to me.
What, grinding over and over by beating the shit out of monsters?
Yeah. No, just that first word, grinding. Like, I don't like grindy games. I really don't.
That's fair. Luckily the grind in this game is actually fun. Like, it's part of the experience, but like it's done in a fun way, and part of it is just because you're doing it with the boys. Like, it's a good time.
That would probably be the only redeeming quality for me, is that it's something that I can play with other people. Because like I've played games like that where they're not like games that are in my wheelhouse or things that I generally like, but I play it because people I like to play games with are playing it. I mean, that's the same way I was with Civ 6 when I played with Show. The only reason I ever played that was because Show was playing it.
Yeah, you had someone else to play it, and that's what made it fun for you. No, I get that. And it's a pretty good time when you can do games like that. Especially for once you're not interested in just it. You can actually do it because someone else is there. I completely get that. Hell, some like Resident Evil 4 or 5, I think it was Resident Evil 5, that I played with my friend Andre, is just because he was there and he wanted to run through the campaign with me, and I'm like, sure, I'm down for it. Like, ordinarily I would never touch that just because I don't do horror. I don't do horror games, especially. I'm a wuss. But because he was there and he wanted to do it with me, I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. Like, good times and all. Hey, Orc, good to see you.
Oh, hey. I didn't even notice you popped into the chat. Yeah, I mean, I was going to say something else. Now I forgot what it was.
Anyways, Monster Hunter Wilds, very much looking forward to it. Gonna be definitely streaming it, so look forward to that. We'll announce it when it comes up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you're gonna want to play through it a little bit by yourself, like off stream before you stream it.
Oh, more than likely. Like, I'm not gonna stream the entire experience or anything. I'm just gonna be
probably just
streaming.
Like a random stream here and there.
Yeah, like, hey, come check it out as I fight this monster. Maybe by myself, maybe with other people.
Yeah, I know you and a lot of other people are super looking forward to it. I can't say I am.
Yeah. There might be a couple streams where I'm just exploring the world itself and doing minings, doing some fishing, catching wildlife, just all sorts of various stuff like that. And that could be a pretty fun time as well. So just look forward to that.
I mean, I said it on a recent stream, that probably the game I'm looking forward to the most this year is GTA 6.
Yeah.
And that's later this year, much later this year.
I just find it hilarious how basically everyone and their mother is moving their release window away from that just because they're like, yeah, no, that we're not competing with that.
I do think that is funny that so many developers are like, so Rockstar, you're sure about this October date, right? You're sure? October? Right? You're not going to change it, right?
Completely fair, too. Like, guys, like, it's not just, like, they're one of the biggest dogs in the market. Everyone has to work their schedule around them for that reason.
I get it, and I said this before, like especially with the stuff that I'm looking forward to, GTA 6, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, like these are games that are in the future that I'm looking forward to, but because of how much the gaming landscape has changed since the last iteration of these franchises came out, I am cautiously optimistic.
Unfortunately, that completely makes sense. Like, there's so many things that have happened, just so many shifts in the industry. It's like we don't know
I'm
what's gonna happen.
so I think we know already because Rockstar has confirmed that there will be a PC port of GTA 6, but not immediately when the game releases. It's going to be on consoles first. If I had to guess, based on how it was with GTA 5, and it may be quicker this time, I don't know. But I think the PC port for GTA 5 came out a year and a half after the console releases happened. I could be wrong about it. It could have been a year. It could have been shorter than that, or maybe a little longer. I don't know. But it felt like about a year and a half. I would not be surprised if it's like at least a year before we get it on PC. In that time, maybe they'll be able to fix whatever's wrong with it. Although
So
Rockstar has made it abundantly clear that PC for them is a very secondary thing. They're a console developer first and foremost.
they have made that clear, but I'm very much assuming that it's not gonna be a entire year. I think it's gonna be less than a year before the PC port comes out.
Yeah,
Just
maybe.
because how much money it prints, I have a feeling that they will do consoles first, but like
Oh, they've already
only
said they're
for
definitely doing consoles first.
yeah, but like only for a limited amount of time. I don't think it's going to be as long as a year like last time. I think it's going to be a
I
lot less.
Maybe it won't be. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a year. I also wouldn't be surprised if whatever the online version of this ends up getting called, because I have to imagine that because of how successful GTA Online was, there's going to be an online version of this game. I would not also be surprised if that doesn't release immediately, because there was a gap between that and between GTA 5 and GTA Online's release. I don't know if it'll be as long. A few months. I mean, maybe. I hope so, because I want to play it on PC. I don't want to have to go out and buy a brand new console just to play this one game. Um,
Would you though?
no, probably
Yeah.
not. I mean, yeah, they might call it GTA 6 Online. I mean, they might call it GTA Online Vice City or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. We talked about Avowed earlier, by the way, about how like there's really weird discourse about it online right now.
Yeah,
Um,
and like some of it is fair criticism. Don't get me wrong, but like it's a bit much. Like
I mean,
guys,
I've seen some criticism of like the graphics in the game not being as good as like Skyrim's graphics when it first came out, and I'm like, okay, maybe legitimate criticism you have here on a technical level, but like all these people that are saying it's not a good game because the characters aren't attractive, I'm like, bro, go jork your peanuts somewhere else, please.
like some of the possible fair, like how not more lifelike it is, and I'm just like, okay, sure. Like it's a video game. It doesn't need to be terribly lifelike. Like how in Skyrim you could fetch the arrows you shot in Avowed. You can't do that, and it's like okay, like not the biggest deal. Like it's not supposed to be
Someone
a real life simulator.
I saw a clip that someone who was playing Skyrim recently. It got shown to me in a short where it's a glitch, and I don't remember if he said in this short whether or how he got this glitch to happen or not, or even if he knew how the glitch happened. But he essentially became the Flash in Skyrim. So he's like everyone is moving super slow, and he can just move around at his regular speed. But because of this, it means that he can catch arrows out of the middle of the air while they're flying at him.
Oh, that's so cool! Holy shit!
And he was showing that off. I don't know how this glitch happened. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like this in Skyrim. It's crazy to me that as old as this game is, number one, I'm still learning things about the game and how it was made. And number two, people are still discovering new glitches.
The Bethesda engine keeps on giving.
The creation engine is the gift that keeps on giving. That is for damn sure. But yeah, I don't know with the modern like gaming landscape, because like GTA 5 came out in 2013, also the same year that Attack on Titan came out, by the way.
God.
I know. Skyrim was 2011. Fallout 4 was 2017.
God, so long.
I think. Don't quote me on that. It's 2016 or 2017. I mean, these games it's been a while. So the new iterations of these, it's a completely different gaming landscape than we had back when they first came out. I mean, maybe less so for Fallout 4, but definitely
2015.
for 2015. Wow, the year we started the podcast. So it's 10 years old this year. Witcher 3 is 10 this year. Yeah. And we saw the absolutely heinous response that the trailer got for the new Witcher game.
Women bad.
That's literally all. The only criticism is women bad. Like, that's the whole criticism. And for anyone out there that's no, it doesn't make some sense with the Lord. Shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit what these losers say or think. I'm gonna judge the game based on the game.
But yeah, like the gaming landscape is certainly different from 2011. It's even different than 2013. So it'll be very interesting to see if these games, whether I'm talking about like GTA 6 or Elder Scrolls 6, when they come out, number one, how different they're going to be from their previous iteration. And number two, like, are they going to dip into like the negative aspects of modern gaming, like with loot boxes or microtransactions or whatever?
Unfortunately, with some of them, they're more than likely we will see them do that type of stuff, and unfortunately, that's just a part of modern gaming.
Every so often, especially since the trailer that came out so many years ago now, the little 15-second like zoom in shot for Elder Scrolls 6, I keep seeing this rumor pop up every so often that Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna have multiplayer in it. And I'm thinking to myself, no, Bethesda bad. Don't do this. But then the more I think about it, it's like, if they mean multiplayer as in like a co-op experience, I might be okay with that. I might be okay if you can invite your friend into your playthrough of Elder Scrolls 6, wherever it happens to take place at, and you guys can go adventure together. And maybe it adjusts the difficulty based on how many people are there.
I think it would be cool as shit, so long as they don't base the whole game around that or that whole experience. Like, you should be able to do everything solo, just like Skyrim and Oblivion and all that. Like, it should be made to do like that. But they should add a separate mode where co-op is able, but a different experience.
And you know, Elder Scrolls Online is kind of its own thing. It's whatever. I personally don't like it, mostly because the narrative makes absolutely no fucking sense. But Elder Scrolls as a franchise should be primarily focused on a great single-player, story-based experience. That's what it should be, in my mind. And if you want to add a co-op mode, fine. But don't base your entire game around it being like co-op or multiplayer. Please, for the love of God, Bethesda. I know you can monetize it to hell like that, and it's really tempting, but don't do it.
Yeah, especially your flagship.
Your actual flagship franchise that you've had since nearly the beginning of your studio.
Like, just don't.
Please
don't. Let it be its own thing.
The only things we know about Noah for 6 is that Skyrim Grandma is an NPC in the game. I did hear that Skyrim Grandma is going to be an NPC in the game. And
there's a solid chance she'll be dead before it comes out.
Probably. It's a halfway decent chance all of us might be dead before this comes out. Considering she just tried not that long ago, and the Make-A-Wish. Oh yeah, they also doing like a Make-A-Wish thing for someone. I don't know. I did hear about that. I don't know all the details about it, but they are doing something where I think someone with a Make-A-Wish like campaign that they're doing will end up becoming an NPC.
That's cool.
I don't know if that means they're going to like be able to name an NPC or create one from scratch,
Or if
but
they have like a whole sub quest line on them.
yeah, I don't know. But that's kind of a cool thing. That they do. Do not make 6 an online connection to ESO. Please don't. Please don't. I'm still hoping for Test 6 that it's set in Hammerfell. That's what I'm hoping for. I want it set in Hammerfell so bad, especially if it's going to be set chronologically after Skyrim. Because if it's set after Skyrim, then we're going to get a canonical ending to like the Civil War and the whole Dragonborn stuff. And like,
I think it would be good to do that. Yeah. Like make it what's next in the world. What happens next?
That's also kind of my biggest issue with ESO is that it's a step backwards. It's essentially story-wise it's a prequel because it takes place in the Second Era, which is earlier than any other game in the franchise. Because Elder Scrolls 1, 2, 3, and 4 take place in the Third Era, and they all take place within like a 60-year span of each other.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, there's only like I think it's something like 55, 60 years between the events of the first Elder Scrolls game and Oblivion. Because the king or the emperor is the same in all 4 of those games.
Oh, okay. I've never actually played them, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and then there's like a 200-year time gap between 4 and 5. Still want to see a game that takes place in Black Marsh. I mean, maybe it's because I live in a goddamn swamp. I don't want to play a game that takes place in one.
No more swamp areas, please. Please. Miyazaki, please.
I just feel like with Hammerfell, there's a lot you can do with that, especially knowing what we know in the story so far. I love the interview that Todd Howard gave, I think it was about a year ago now, where he was being interviewed about the new game, and it's like, so can you tell us where it takes place? And he's like, well, it takes place in Tamriel. It's like, good, thank you.
What a fun troll.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you for giving us that nugget of information that none of us could have figured out. I do appreciate that he realizes they made a massive mistake announcing it as early as they did. Because when that teaser trailer came out, and I even hesitate to call it a teaser trailer because it's literally like a 15-second zoom in shot. That's all it is.
I would call it an announcement, honestly.
And yeah, it's an announcement trailer. Really, it's not even a teaser trailer. I think that when and I speak for myself when I say this, when I saw it, I'm like, okay, we are at most 4 years away from playing this game. Boy, was I fucking wrong.
How long ago was that?
That was 2018, I think, when that trailer came out. And I think that trailer is older now than Skyrim was when that trailer was released.
Jesus.
But I'm glad that he admits very openly that they made a huge mistake announcing it as early as they did. And here's a helpful hint for game developers, or at least game development studios. If you know your game is more than 2.5 years away from being released, don't fucking announce it.
Like, wait until it's closer. Wait until you will have more than bare bones. Yeah. Until you have systems working and everything. Like, just wait.
I want to say that announcement was made in 2018. I could be wrong, but if it's 2018, and I would not be surprised if we get this at the earliest, the new Elder Scrolls game. I would not be surprised if it doesn't come out at least at the earliest until either the end of 2026 or the middle of 2027. But I also would not be surprised if it came out in 2028. And if that's the case, that means it's 10 years from announcement to delivery. That's crazy. That's wild.
That is wild, but it legitimately wouldn't surprise me.
And I don't think
Uh,
we're getting Fallout 5 until at least 2030. I
oh
hate to
yeah,
say
no,
that,
no,
but I don't
no,
think
we're
we're going to
not.
get the next Fallout game until at least 2030.
Not unless they dump a massive amount of resources into it, which I don't
Bro,
know if Microsoft would be willing to do that.
bro, we're going to get Fallout 6 in 2076. I'm calling it now.
We ain't gonna be alive for that.
It'll be America's 300th birthday.
God damn.
Next year is America's 250th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 2026 is 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. But yeah, there's games I'm looking forward to, but boy, they're way far out. I'm not looking forward to anything that's releasing anytime soon, at least that I know of.
Um, there's a lot of promising games this year from what it seems like, but I'm waiting on them. Like my next main one is Monster Hunter Wilds, and I'll be sticking to that for a good while. Like, but there are a bunch of other like cool looking games that are on the docket this year.
Yeah, there are a couple. There's something that's supposed to be coming out sometime this year called Kingmakers, which looks interesting to me. That's the time travel game where it's essentially an isekai where you go back in time with modern technology and fight like historical battles. So you're taking like modern guns back to cavalry brigades.
Oh yeah, that looked cool. The
There's
next
that
Doom is coming, Dark
that
Ages. That
that
looks
is one I'm
badass as
actually kind of
fuck.
looking forward to. Yeah.
Metroid Prime 4 is slated for this year.
I've
Cautiously.
I'll probably watch someone play that, but I haven't played a Metroid game since the GameCube. So, um, oh, there's also that game that's coming out sometime this year, or it's supposed to come out sometime this year, called Mouse PI, or Mouse PI for Hire, which is since the original design for Mickey Mouse is now in the public domain. That's the
Oh,
main
that,
character.
yeah.
It's the game is all in black and white. It looks really
No,
cool.
not Mickey Mouse. Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, potato
Yeah,
potato. It's the
potato
original
potato.
design for Mickey Mouse. Um, that actually looks cool because it's a first person shooter that's done all in like black and white. So I definitely want to play that when it comes out. Paralives is also supposed to come out this year, which is finally a game that's being released that's going to compete with The Sims. Which good luck. That's all I got to
I wish
say.
them luck. I'm glad that there's a competitor. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. I mean, it looks from what little I've seen of it, it looks like it might be good. It may be a little bit rough around the edges when it finally releases, but I will try it out because I used to sink a ton of hours into The Sims.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Assassin's Creed Shadows is also actually pretty soon. I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm not going to be playing it for a while because I'm like 3 Assassin's Creed games behind at this point, so I need to catch up. But like Shadows legitimately looks cool as shit, and like a lot of new mechanics and stuff, and like, you know, we've been waiting for Japan for so goddamn long, and like it's finally here. I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm gonna be playing as Naoe when I do get around to playing it. So just hell yeah. Looking forward to it whenever I can get around to it.
yeah.
Also, Clear Obscure Expedition 33 looks cool as shit. It has cool world setting, interesting story, and I'm just like, yo, this looks cool and interesting. I want to see more. I want to hear more, but like just what we have so far, I'm very interested.
We won't see the Mickey we know for another 20 years or so since that design was used for Fantasia. And late 40s. I don't know if it was 47, but it was definitely late 40s. I think Fantasia might have come out in 49. But yeah, that was like the first sort of modernized design of Mickey Mouse. That's where it first appeared. I want to say I looked this up not too long ago. I want to say that that particular design for Mickey Mouse is supposed to enter the public domain in 2049, 2050, something like that.
Jeez.
Um, so yeah, it's gonna be a little while. or maybe even 2059 or 2060. I don't know, but it's a while. There is some very interesting things that are going to be entering the public domain in the next couple of years, though. Superman will be, at least
No,
the
really?
original Superman. I think it's in 2031. I think that's when he comes into the public domain. And again, it's the original like design of Superman and like the original Superman comic strips, not the comic books. So it's a very different look and feel to Superman, but that's what's entering the public domain. I think Batman, the original Batman comic strip designs, also come into the public domain at the end of the 2020s, beginning of 2030s. Some of those early superheroes are about to enter the public domain.
That's going to be some interesting times, depending on what happens.
Judging from what we've seen in the last few years, the very first thing they're going to do is make a horror movie out of it.
Unfortunately,
that's what they did with Winnie the Pooh.
Shitty horror movie, yeah.
Hey, it's because they're cheap to make. I mean, comparatively cheap to make.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's some stuff coming out that I'm super looking forward to. It's just a lot of the ones that I'm like super hype about are way far off.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about all we have to talk about for this WTF. Unfortunately, 2020. Jesus Christ, 2033 for Batman, 34 for Joker. Okay. And yeah, there is technically a Batman horror movie. You were right. But yeah, when these like original superheroes start to enter the public domain, it will be a very interesting time. I look forward to seeing what comic book artists, especially like freelance comic book artists, can do, because now they can use these designs with impunity. They can make whatever stories they want with them.
I wonder if they'll bother to do it, though, especially because of how old these designs are.
Well, you say that, but people are already starting to do stuff with the Steamboat Willie design. Look at Mouse PI
that is
for Hire.
true. Yeah, that is actually true. Good point.
And it's to be fair, it's not just shitty horror stuff either. Like the Mouse PI for Hire looks like an interesting game with
it legitimately looks cool. Yeah,
like it legitimately looks like they've done something very interesting with this old design, and it harkens back to like those old black and white like 1930s cartoons, and I love it. The design, even if the game is shit, the visual aesthetic of it is great.
Very much so. It's a lot like oh man, what was that hand-drawn game that super popular? With the teacup. Cuphead.
Cuphead, yeah. Like that's got a very like 1930s, 40s cartoon aesthetic, and I really like that as well. I want to see the Phantom, Conan, Solomon Kane, and other pulp characters become public domain. I'd have to look up when all those are, but I know that some of these characters are super old, and we should see them within the next 10 to 15 years pop up in the public domain. I'm still shocked that Disney didn't try to do like a Hail Mary thing with like lobbying Congress to extend copyright law again so they could keep Steamboat Willie, but I think they finally are at their limit to where they can logically say, hey, we need this copyright extended.
Yeah, not to mention because of the politics that have been going on for the past couple of years. They're not exactly in good with the governments.
Well, it is what it is. I'm happy to see some of this stuff start to enter the public domain because we get interesting, some of it crap, but some of it very interesting stuff.
We get new creative works, especially, and that's what's cool about these things entering public domain.
It lets people try stuff, and that's one of the great things about stuff finally being in the public domain. It like, yeah, sure, there's going to be a lot of people that try stuff and fail, but there's going to be some people that try stuff and make it great. That's why we see people like is it Christopher Nolan, or is it? I think it's Christopher Nolan, who's doing the adaptation of the Odyssey. I think it's coming out next year. Is that Christopher Nolan? I cannot remember. Or is it?
I think
it's some big time director that maybe it's Denis Villeneuve. I don't know. I want to say it's Christopher Nolan.
Hold on, I'm looking it up.
The movie's just called The Odyssey, and it's
Christopher
coming out.
Nolan. It is
Okay,
Christopher,
Christopher
Nolan.
Nolan. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so. Yeah, Nolan. Okay. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, I trust Christopher Nolan. He's a pretty damn good director. And like that's something that's obviously ancient. That's an ancient work of art that's in the public domain.
Yeah, very interested in seeing what Christopher Nolan, of all people, do with it, because he has the resources backing him and he has the creativity. So
Yeah.
it'll be a very interesting movie to see in theaters.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is going to be it for us on this WTF. Thank you, everyone, for dropping in tonight to watch us. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff if you like what you saw and want to see more. Definitely do leave a comment and a like, even if you're watching this as a VOD, because that does help our stuff get discovered by more and more people. YouTube Kun really, really likes that when you tell it that you like it. You can also check down below where you can find all the links to all the stuff Anime Club After Dark does, as well as a link to our Discord server, which I mentioned earlier. Do be 18 or older if you do plan to join our Discord server. Otherwise, we will kick you out. We also have
the
link,
rules.
we also have a link to our merch store down below where you can get Anime Club After Dark merch if you want to help us out that way. I've said it before on previous streams and on the podcast, but we are monetized now. So if you want to become a member, that is only $2.99 a month. If you want access to a special membership badge, we also have a special role in our Discord server for our members. And what else? That is it. With all that being said, I have been your host, Alex, and we will see you next time. Say goodnight, Shinoda. I was going to say guys, but it's just you.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.
Bye.